I gave you some rectangles, and he said I put marinara sauce. I put marinara sauce.
What are you talking about? You're not explaining.
This is what he told me. He gave me 2 boxes. I haven't opened them yet, and then he starts explaining to me. But we don't have. He starts saying we don't. We don't have Detroit pizza, but I got some rectangles. I got some. This is all real.
Y'all blew the fuck up, yo. Oh, the fucking lost my fucking shit.
I be trying not to do that but that usually only comes out when I'm dealing with. I told you, Spectrum and AT&T. Spectrum.
Yo, he said I got these rectangles for you.
That's right. And he said he put marinara sauce. Like he just said he put it on the side. Like
that should fucking shoot. I should shoot you right now. To fucking kill you. The fucking pizza right now. What is going on here? Where's the manager? What is this man talking about?
Yeah. So I was like, look, man, I really just wanted Detroit pizza. Can I?
Yeah, no fucking shit. Did nobody tell you to freestyle this shit?
Podcasts and stuff. We just started, bacon and eggs. Oh shit, we trying to get ahead. When I was young, I used to wet the bed. Now I use toilets instead. I grown up. Yeah, I'm showing up. Or showing up like I'm a movie in the 80s. I'm gonna get a haircut soon so you can fade me. Only on the sides, please. I'm like Snoop Dogg, cause I constantly yell, bitch, please. There we go. Boom.
Intro bars.
Yeah, the intro bars. At some point, I should do more quality intro bars.
Okay. Very well. It's been what, a week?
I did
this
some.
Just 1 week.
I did some. What? Yeah, and I didn't even get a. I normally when we have a week off, I usually try to do a slip in a one-on-one there, but I didn't even get to do one of those. So yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick, y'all. I wrote some shit. I think that was kind of cool just because it had a lot.
About to ready to jump in already? All right.
I think this might work. No, this is just some bars. I wrote some shit.
Oh, okay.
It's just because he's talking about bars. I think this is it. Imagine. Here, no, I can read it if you got some weak shit. If we got some weak stuff before we get into the bars. But
go ahead. I don't know. Go ahead.
So the word was felicitate. Which, I don't know, I guess in my head I thought it meant like to make things happen, but I guess it was to make happy, to congratulate. So that's what that word means. So imagine being felicitated for making your dreams come true, like Genie, 3 wishes from that boy Blue. By so quick, like Flash running laps around the world, so slick. Feet from running oceans curl, cause Earth ain't flat. Rumors spread like me being on no fat. But yeah, no.
Like you being on no fat.
But it's so. Man's not no fat or everything. It was just, but I felt like there was all like funny shit in there, just like metaphorical attempts with the Flash and the Genie, and all that shit.
No, I caught it. That was dope.
Yeah.
What's the no fat part though? What is that? I didn't get that.
Oh, because I believe no fat means when you're not jerking off. Yeah, when you're not jerking.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
That's not jerk off lore. that's jerk off lore.
I don't know. There was like a false rumor that you were dying or something.
Well, it ain't. Yeah, the reports was greatly exaggerated.
Yeah. You still fuck with whole milk or something. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was a.
We on that whole milk life. We on that whole milk.
Yeah, despite what the streets been saying.
Streets been spreading
right
the rumors.
That's you right now. The bars, you know what I mean? Fire back. I don't know.
Streets been spreading the rumors, but I had to correct it.
Ain't nobody cut fat up their diet. Word? It's a fact.
Yo, I'm gonna just give my system report update. Yo, 18% dedicated right now to Microsoft compatibility telemetry. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That sounds like
mutant powers.
That sounds like a science experiment. Like telemetry. Yo, I didn't even know I had that shit on my computer. Like the fuck. What is telemetry? like Microsoft telemetry is doing 20% right now on my computer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's wild. Them update shit is crazy. Just mind your business.
Yeah,
Everything will be good in a few hours. Just mind your business.
You need to update, bro.
So
relax.
But yeah, last week I was gigging. I had the gig. It was pretty interesting.
What was it for now?
The homie Xavier, he do kind of like, I met him years ago on like the normal, like the music I do, you know, back like that whole beat scene and all that shit. But somewhere along the line, I feel like he transitioned into like, you know, I call it like artsy shit, like the artist stuff, you know, like the real artists. And I don't mean like real artists like you made it, like Drake and friends, like people like to use that word, but the artists and that like you know you get like grants for your art and shit, or you do like these more, you know, like I don't know what the word is, professional gatherings and shit, you know, like when you make fun of like people with paintings and snobby shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the artsy art. Yeah, stuff like that. So he kind of started to transition into stuff like that, I feel like. And
okay.
So he was doing like a thing at a gallery. And the gallery hired me to stream it. Like he put in my name and the gallery hired me to stream it. So I streamed it. That was interesting. It's always just had me thinking like, man, cause like granted, I like to think like he's also like he likes this shit, I assume, because he's doing stuff that's like kind of like, at least for this art, like, you know, I don't know if all his like stuff is like this, but I feel like it's generally when it comes to the artsy stuff, you know, it's like pro-black or it's telling like a story, right, a minority story or something. And I'm like,
okay,
is that like the only way to get like government grant style funding? Like at least around here or something. Like those are the examples I tend to see. Like if it ain't
ask him.
Of a culture, you know, or can it just be, yo, I just do literally whatever the fuck I want and give me money, you know? Because I feel like
We know, dude, ask him.
Nah, you're not wrong. But yeah, I don't know. It was just interesting. It had me thinking like stuff like that. But yeah, I did that last week. So we had that gig, and it was cool. They also streamed it to a drive-through. I think a friend told me the drive-through sold out, so I saw that. Like, so even though I was streaming it to the internet, cool. they used that stream to put it at a drive-through. So and I saw like a small 20-second clip. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Like I'm like, yo, my shit's on a drive-through right now. It's kind of dope.
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah.
There you go.
Out here producing for drive-throughs and shit. I don't even know it. You know, like. So yeah.
Hey man. DukeMoney.
But that was the last thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you got? What do you want to get into?
Yo, the most important one. You heard my track? You heard my
Yeah, listen to it. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it just reminded me of indie game music. Like, because I watched those trailers, I'm like, wow, I could really see this being in one of them game trailers, like, yeah, cinematic. I could almost dub over. 30 new levels. You know what I'm saying? And points. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other applications, but that's just something that I happen to watch, somewhat frequently.
Yeah.
And if that was playing, it would go perfectly. I wouldn't know the difference. I don't know where that music comes from. I know sometimes the game people make it themselves, or other people make it, whatever. But yeah, but it was dope though.
Yeah, Duke said it's. I think he said it's cinematic, and it's you headed more towards that way. Where he said no problem with it at all. He said pure cinematic, that shit hard, no problem with it at all.
Approved. Approved by the Duke himself.
Yeah, the Duke.
Dude. Yeah, it was dope.
Maybe when I get into maybe like because I'm not really doing beat battles anymore right now. I just be doing my music, but maybe what I might do, because I always wanted to give it a try. Now I'm doing some stuff. I might try I told you the video game composer ones, just to see what that's like, And I don't got any of their plugins, so I know my shit gonna be definitely different than a lot of their shit.
Okay.
Alright. But yeah, I wanted to get his topics. I'm gonna go in reverse order, so from newest to oldest. Yeah, I'll use what I got first. I was just like, man, should I use the site? But fuck. So I've been hearing these wrestling podcasts, right? Like what is his name? Jim Cornette. And then I don't know if you remember Conan from back in the day.
That sounds familiar.
Conan and Disco Inferno got one too. And so they come up on my feed a lot, those two. I don't even follow any of these podcasts, but algorithms and shit, they come up a lot. And I hear them, and in particular more to Jim Cornette. And it almost remind me, like, I think of like the perception of how old school Joe Budden was perceived. And it's just like, especially Jim Cornette, man, because it's a certain point where it's like I'm hearing this shit and I'm like, it just sound like savagery, yo. Like, it sound like you hate nearly 90% of things going on in wrestling right now, yet they watching all of it. And it's just, that almost sound like self-hate. Like, man, you doing a lot of things. You consuming a lot of content. You have a disgust for it, But what that turns out to is, like, I feel like, man, like, they product just be like a lot of hate to the point where it's, like, we shit on things all the time in a kind of fun, playful way, especially like DC and Warner Brothers, HBO Max, pretty much that company side of things in a lot of their business decisions, because it be convoluted. But like, but it gets, sometimes it even gets personal, and I can almost feel like why just like some of the people would be mad in Joe Budden, especially like hip hop and the street culture there. But like, sometimes I'm like, yo, he not even hating on the match or the show anymore, and it's hating on the person now. And I'm like it's like that part. I'm like, all right, that person, he's not even gonna like anything they do. He don't even call him by his name. He has like very like disrespectful nicknames. And it's like, it's clearly like you just fucking hate this person. I'm like, damn, like, how did this happen? And it's just like, I don't know. It's just interesting hearing, like, man, it's like, yo, it's just sound like there's just a lot of hate. Like, it's just beyond like criticizing more so to that. And I was just like, I wonder if just that's how like early Joe Budden maybe was perceived, like the old podcast, how it used to be,
I don't think it had to do with just seeing more hate. I don't think that's what the gripe is. Despite, I mean, that's an element that was there, but what do you mean?
I don't know. It just made me think of that, because I feel like when I heard the show, I didn't get that from Budden. Like, it ain't ever seem personal, like the way it does seem on some of these shows talking about. But like, I feel like a lot of the people in the hip hop world took it personal, whether he was being personal about it or not, And I'm like,
I think a lot of what it was as far as the show, people, they just thought it was being, real opinions, and just people felt like See, it wasn't that people were mad at the critique per se.
Yeah.
People were more so mad that he was using his platform, or the gripe is that
Now
people that
hurting their
have
career
platforms
potentially.
that can reach a larger audience. It's just that you're influencing.
Yeah, yeah.
Is bad marketing, and
It's
if you
almost
really wanted to
anti-marketing
critique the
against them,
person,
you know?
right? People want you to just, I guess call the artist up and tell them this, but you got a podcast to do it. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I think of what I know of some of the shit that Joe Budden's got over it, but it sounds like this dude just got a personal.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like some of these topics I'll be having, like I don't even know if they like warrant long discuss. Sometimes they're just like, I don't know, little things I thought it'd be interesting to mention. But like hearing this, it's just like it just had me wondering, like, yo, how does it get that bad? Where it's just like, we've talked about it, right? We older people and like, man, how did this happen to hip hop and whatever and blah blah blah. And yeah, I think we both come to our own conclusions about that and all that, like, but it's almost to the point where I feel like, man, this guy just never stopped. Like, I'm sure he was angry before wrestling went, but he just never stopped, and now he just like I don't know. It just almost seemed like, he's talking about the dark side. Like you blinded so much by your own dogma that it's like, yo, everybody's wrong. This is all wrong. This whole thing is wrong. The path is wrong. And I'm like, damn, this is like a bit much. This is almost like I almost feel like this could corrupt me if I keep listening to this shit. I was
maybe it just sounds like maybe he's salty, and while that may be the case with Joe Budden to a degree, I don't think that was like the overall perception of it. Was his critiques was just because he was being salty. He just gave real critiques on shit sometimes, and people kind of ain't like that he did that shit on his show, or that he had that critique, or whatever the case.
I get that. It's just sometimes it seems like
I see what you're saying.
Sometimes I'm like, man, like this is almost too much venom when I hear that show. Sometimes I'm just like it sounds like, yo, these people must have like done something to your mom or something. Like at a certain point, there's a lot of hate going on here. I'm like, yo, I'll be mad at all kinds of things, man, but I ain't like, I don't know, man. I was like, let that shit go. Like, it is interesting. It is interesting, but that might be it for that.
Personal world hate.
I got this video. I saw this video today, and it was from IGN. So I was like, man, I don't need to see this mainstream shit. But I was curious. It said, pros react to Evo Moment 37. Do you remember what that is or not?
No.
That's one. Do you remember Daigo Umehara versus Justin Wong for Street Fighter 3 and Ken versus Chung Li?
No, I don't follow sport really.
So that was So all right. So
it's the Perry one. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Right,
That's what it is, right? So so I didn't even really watch. I just fast forwarded, but like just clips because I wanted to see who were their idea of pros, and it was all people from our time, and I was like, all right, it's pretty biased. But one of the as I was skimming, one of the things I heard, it was like this clip went viral before there was YouTube, and I was like, damn, that's right. I was like, relative to that world, like even people outside of the fighting game community always knew that clip, and I was like, I wonder why that is. Like even before YouTube, like that clip always kind of been famous. I feel like now that clip's probably the least famous that it's been like ever, but I feel like that clip's always been famous. And I'm like, how many people have not played Street Fighter 3? I was like, why is that a spectacle to people? Even like, especially those who don't even play fighting games. I was just like, why would any of them even be impressed by that, because
maybe because it went viral because of the people that were first interested to it. Like, why does shit go viral in the first place?
I just found it interesting that it went viral without YouTube, because it's just like, man. But but it just more had me thinking too, like, man, like, why were people fascinated by this? I think if you played any fighting game, I think you can get it. But why were the gamers who don't play fighting games and eventually got around to seeing this clip, like, why did they find that fascinating? There's a bunch of people playing in like a school hall or some shit, you know, like the most horrible lighting, you know, like, so it's like they having a tournament at Mount St. Michael or some shit. That's the old Evos. These are the old Evos. It's not like it is now. So
Yeah,
and then this Ken Chun-Li shit happens. You know, that probably helps now thinking about it, because Ken and Chun-Li are famous from Street Fighter 2. So everybody knows them at least. But I'm like, if you don't even play these games, how do you even know that's impressive? You know what I mean? To even be wowed by it, you know? Is it the crowd going crazy? Because the crowd is very hearable in that clip too. But I was just like, man, why? Yeah, just like, why would anyone be fascinated?
Why does anything go viral? Why are people fascinated with the shit that goes viral now? At the very least,
but we can relate to some stuff.
Even if I don't really see.
I'd have to see what's viral right now, but I feel like a lot of things are relatable, like in one way or another.
Cats making faces and
yeah, people like cats. Maybe not for us, but like a lot of people like cats. They're cute. Oh, it's a meme. It's an internet meme.
People. You just saying.
A lot of people like fucking cats. General public loves cats.
I guess so.
They do.
If you say so.
I feel like they do.
All right. I know many people that don't have cats, so I don't know.
I've never had one either, but it's an internet meme.
What's the actual true? But why are people that really aren't that into cats, that own cats, into cat memes? Or
so like, I think when Tumblr and all that shit was rising, I feel like there's a lot of people who didn't even never own cats, but would post cat pictures. And then that cat thing on YouTube happened with the rainbow. I think he died.
Why?
Well, why? Oh, stuff like that. It was silly and dumb and whatever. But that almost makes more sense to me, because those things will at least invoke a smile or a laugh from you. This is dumb. This is stupid.
And regardless if you know how to play Street Fighter, like you're still watching like kind of a cool fighting scene. Like,
yeah,
if you play video games, like it's more weird if you don't play video games.
You should stop right there.
Check it. Hold on, check it.
No, because you said something important
there. Don't play video games.
Yeah.
And you watching it, it's kind of like a digital kung fu scene, and you can see what's going on. It's a crazy combo. Somebody's blocking all of it, right? Like, you could gather what's kind of happening, but at the very least, it might just be a kind of cool image, I guess. Like, people like GIFs. I don't know.
So that's why I said you should stop right there. And and now, because even though we just talked about real briefly about the Jim Cornette thing, is where I turn into the old man. You just said it. There was cool shit happen. And you know what? That might be the answer right there. And I remember, like, like going back to Marvel 3, like, I ain't have PS3, but you did. And I would watch this shit every weekend, and I would see just how dope this shit. Obviously, I have the understanding of fighting games, though, and played prior Marvels. But I would watch Marvel 3, and I saw dope shit happening, and I was like, yo, I want to be a part of that, and I want to play you again, And I think when this is where I, back in my day, this is where I sound like that. But when I look at the new games, I don't see dope shit happening. Like, it don't make me want to, go out. Like, because realistically, look, I was still in college. I kind of stopped playing the games for college, but it was just like, that shit was so fire. Like, I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to do that myself. Like, it looked that cool.
It's a slow kind of scene too. I'm sure it don't really take that long. It's probably seconds that takes place.
Yeah.
But like, you could watch it. Like, you could argue that visually you could see cool stuff in other fighting games, but I don't know if it looks like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not being a fighting person, I mean, if you play fighting games, then you know what it took to make that happen, which adds to like why it was so cool in the context of everything. It was the tournament, the last hit, blah, blah, blah. You parry, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't easy to do either. That makes it ill. But if you don't know that, like, it still looks cool just from what's happening. Just two people fighting, this person block all their shit and uppercutted them and killed them. That shit was ill.
I think,
you can see ill shit in the new fighting games. You could argue if you see Goku do a combo and throw big arms, that shit look ill, but I don't know. It's probably faster. I don't know. It might not be as dramatic, but I don't know. That's debatable for
sure.
Maybe not between me and you, because I feel like you got biased context.
I
you
do
know how hard it was. You know what it took to do that parrying thing,
and you know what's crazy? Because funny you said Goku
in the games now.
In
so
Third Strike, like Daigo did all those movements versus like a KOF style ender combo where you do the movement and the 20 hits are done for you. You know, like I feel those are more popular now. Like those.
But I mean, if you remove the skill that it took to make whatever is happening on screen and you just looked at visuals, I mean, you can argue people are going to think shit in the current games is cool. You don't think it's that cool because it really didn't take that much to do the shit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that is a moment. That's a moment, not just because it looked cool and because of what it takes to parry. You know what I'm saying? That's why, for a final clutch thing to do to parry that is.
It's hard, bro.
It doesn't. It's crazy. That's just.
Justin put into context.
Crazy.
Justin put into context at that point in time, given their current game experience. It was thought impossible. No one's gonna do this shit, let alone doing it in tournament. You know, you didn't have it on Dreamcast back in the day. That shit was in the arcade only. You know,
this shit is hard. Like, you lucky you even pulled that shit off. I don't want to say lucky, right? It took skill, but right, like this is that's crazy. What a crazy way, especially if you know. So. But no, I'm sure games look cool. I'm still cool looking shit still happens. Is it really?
So this is what if bullshit. Cool? This is what if bullshit on my side. But a part of me always, this is what if because we can't really actually test this statement. But if none of these games had prize pools, would any of the games that are quote unquote the dominant fighting games of today, would they be the dominant fighting games of today? That I wonder. That I wonder. There was a clip. These two guys are also biased. They're from my time, but they're very friendly. But they're definitely from my time. But he started off the video. The whole video's point was like, all of y'all should play a boomer game, which means all y'all should play the games from our time. Like just play it. You ain't gotta like go pro or something. Just play it, give it a chance, learn it, whatever, because it'll put things into perspective and context for you. That aside, he started that video off with this guy, Hook God, who's more famous for playing Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z game currently. And someone asked him if he's going to play like the old school Guilty Gear. And he said, no, he's not trying to be like Obama, which was the guy making the video. Like, I ain't trying to learn CVS2 in 2021. That's stupid. I'm trying to only play games with guap, which is games that pay money, And I was like, damn, so I was like, I really wonder if none of these games had like money prize pools attached to them, because they're all sponsored. They're not even us doing it anymore. They're all kind of sponsored, right, by the companies themselves. So if they didn't have a prize pool, I wonder if we would react different. Like, maybe this game do suck, like let's go play something else, but
I think the answer to that question, right? Like, money is definitely a big motivator.
Yeah.
We'll compromise for it. So
yeah. But I just wonder, because some, like you said, like obviously we biased, but man, some of these games they just don't look as enticing. They don't make me want to play it from an aesthetic standpoint. And funny enough, and I seen it in the comments recently, another guy like. Also from our time, but he's like, yo, man, I still get my ass wrecked in Guilty Gear all the time. But he said he's been playing since like day one. It just looks so dope. Like he just had to play it. Like the shit was so cool, he just had to play it, That's what I feel like attracted me like to the fighting games a lot. Yeah, these crazy characters just doing crazy shit.
There wasn't money.
Yeah.
Like that.
There wasn't money, but like
now that could attract people and motivate people to be involved.
I know, but you can still have them do cool shit. That's all I'm saying.
They are not motivated necessarily by doing cool shit.
No. So I'm not even talking about their motivation. You can still make a game that has cool shit,
That's if the people that's making the game is motivated to make that versus maybe Doing something
and then just
more,
put money attached to the cool shit. That's it. Just put prize pool next to the cool shit.
Maybe money comes first.
I showed you Ryu with the Gatling gun, right? You seen that? That's money. That's money right there. You saw that picture, right? That's Fortnite. That's Ryu. That's money right there. That's cool shit for somebody. It's not my cool shit, but I know somebody probably saw Ryu with a Gatling gun and thought,
we know the cool shit that make money. You know what I mean?
Somebody saw that and was like, "Yo, this shit is dope."
That old shit you talking about, right? Like that it must not be it. I guess I don't know. It's not it right now. I get it. I mean. At the same time, like whether or not I like a game, I don't think it necessarily has to do with your point that like money is a big influencer and stuff. So like, let's say the games were good, like the games that had the biggest prize pools would probably still be right, like the most played for the most part, because there's some money attached to it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
If all of it is just being kind of built around. You know,
well, it leads me to think like for some of these people, especially because they end up being like one game players too. So part of me wonders like, yo, would you even be playing fighting games if there was no money for you? Like I wonder, like, do you even like the fighting game? Just something that just worked out and like, yeah, I bet. Like, let me just do it. They're giving me money. I'm okay at it. Let me just do it. You know, like
maybe they like getting the money. It's not for me to, I mean, it is what it is. That not everyone's gonna see things in terms of the way you're talking about it, but
no, for sure. I'm just saying, like some of these games that are the ones that are forced to be on top. Sometimes I wonder if they would be on top, if they didn't have a prize pool attack. And I think the only answer for the only new game rejection from a popular company we have as an example is Street Fighter X Tekken. This is before the companies were doing tournaments. That game came out, the people were so hyped. But then after a few months, the people rejected the game and they all went back to Street Fighter 4. And I think as insurance for that never happening again, they put prize money on Street Fighter 5. Because I think, obviously, all speculation, but I think if Street Fighter 5 didn't have a prize pool, I would not be surprised if everybody went back to 4.
Why do you think they're putting the money up in the first place?
Keep people moving forward, keep people getting the game, keep them interested. Yeah,
it's an incentive.
Yeah,
to keep people. So I think that's no.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it is possible to both make a good game and put a prize pool there, right? Or am I wrong? Am I am I?
Yeah, see, but if making the game makes it easier, then it might open the market up, which could mean that there's more dollars available, right? So if the game is to the point where mad people could get tournament level, and it's not like, oh, you got to go off in the woods and become a swordsman and shit. For months.
No. I didn't bring up simplicity. I just meant that the game can still be good and have prize money, right? Because I just said,
what is your definition of a good game?
So I want to get lost down this because it's gonna take us down a longer thing, and I get this shit, but like I just meant like based on the narrative that was going on when I followed it, which was seasons 1 and 2 for Street Fighter 5. I wouldn't be surprised that if there wasn't 6 digits to earn in December, that I think the scene would have chosen to go back to 4, similarly to the way they did with Street Fighter Tekken. You know, where they rejected that game.
But there was money, and you don't think it was a good game.
Yeah, but and that narrative didn't change, but they kept playing it. And it was just like, man, like...
Well, why wasn't it a good game?
So it's not even me saying this, right? Like this, because I'm kind of like in the middle on that game, but I felt a lot of people didn't like that. I mean, it's not even a felt. It's true narrative. And, you know, there's reasons like why. I won't even get into that because that'll just take us down side things. But clearly, like, there was a whole thing there that people didn't like this game, you know? And I wonder if it would have survived just had there not been the incentive, like we just talked about, you know?
Yeah, no, I know.
So,
but to really answer your question, is just you gotta... Why was it a bad game? And why did they make it like that?
Seeing some of these old games and seeing the goals of esports, which this is part I can't even begin to explain. Like, not like you know, who profits from this and why. Yeah, like who profits from these esports things, but just seeing, right? That was the naked game. Street Fighter really came with versus mode and training mode, and that's it, right? Street Fighter 5, because it was kind of primed to just be ready for esports, and that was it. And then again, you look back from the games at our time, and they kind of had, you know, a lot more of a complete package. Yo, Street Fighter Alpha 3 on PSX brings a super belt. There's a lot to do in that one-player mode. They had like a baby one-player RPG mode in there, you know, even though it's just a fighting game, you know? Yeah. But like it almost it does. I'm just asking, like, there is a world where you could make like a full game, right? Not even talking about the gameplay, just full game, and then also just add a prize pool to it, right? like versus like
making more stuff costs more money. You
so
adding another game mode, that's more coding time, that's more engineering time. If our goal
so we're at the point that it's cheaper to put a prize pool than it is to even code
this shit out.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm just saying everything's going to be tied to money, and based on what you're saying, it just sounds like there might be an agenda otherwise. Like, whatever your definition of a good game is, that's clearly not needed to meet what their goals are. That's not part of what the agenda is for whatever kind of reason. Adding game modes, the game being too simple, or whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, fuck that. We don't. Right, because if you planning to take the shit on to esports, then why you need all these fucking game modes if that's really where you? I mean, you just focus on the modes that's going to be used in the fucking esports joints or whatever you're trying to do. Why are we going to waste time doing all this other shit? We could, you're right, but if that ain't, it's not being done for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Ironically, the company who does provide the most product, NetherRealm, who makes Mortal Kombat, ironically, they outsell every fighting game consistently, though.
I mean, look, man.
By providing a full product. Just saying.
Some people's trying to get the money different ways, dog.
That year, I don't know if they finished the year, but October to November of that year, they were the #1 selling game of that year, Mortal Kombat 11. Most people don't even like Mortal Kombat 11 like that. They prefer 10 or whatever, you know? But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying, that game was not the #1 fighting game. It was the #1 game for those couple of months that it came. Like, beyond fighters. Like, so clearly...
people getting paid man bread to come up with the strategy for all of this shit.
I'm just saying, like, if the goal is money, I feel like some people are just reading... Like, I don't know. It doesn't look like... Based on the numbers made publicly to us and sales figures and whatnot, it don't look like the most optimum decisions are being made sometimes.
I don't know. I have to see the numbers.
And then, go look at the sales figures. And then it's funny, you don't even have to leave Capcom, because if you look at everything they're doing with their other games, Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, they're kind of killing it in, like, normal people land. They're just not killing it in fighting game land, you know? So, I don't know.
Keep that prize money high.
Let me see. It wasn't the next topic, but since we said fighting games, and we already talked about it, so we could just touch briefly on it. One of my favorite stories of the week was that KOF story where the guy, I think he announced like Andy Bogart or some shit. And then everybody wrote, "Damn, that's crazy. Will KOF 15 have online play so it will be playable?" And like I think he posted something on Twitter, and then all the comments were just that. "Damn, that's crazy. Will KOF 15 have like online play?" Exactly. And I think we definitely need to be doing more. Had I known that was going on, I would have posted. Like, I don't use my Twitter, but I would have posted just for that. That's what we need to be posting, you know? Get simple, because simple stuff like that in a 2021 world, especially post-COVID, you ain't designing your games with online play. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, like the old Guilty Gear, the old ones, the ones we used to play. I don't know what I think they're called Accent Core or some shit. Like, that game was like one of the top fighting games for like 2 months on Steam, just because it came out with what is it called? The rollback netcode, you know? Yeah, man, like that's wild. Like yeah, it's just like it seems to be like, right, if they, I believe, like, if you could make your game playable online, I think in the modern age you can probably add a lifespan to your game. And like I think that's almost what you need to aim for now. Like there's a lot of consensus. I played it a little bit. I liked the new Samurai Showdown, but I think the overwhelming consensus of Samurai Showdown is that they all liked it, but similar to what we did with KOF 13, but it's not playable online, so everybody stopped playing it because they can't play it. They can't play it unless they're in person, you know. So it died, kind of. They actually still got updates, and there's a Guilty Gear character coming out in it, but in America, at least, it doesn't seem to have the healthiest of scenes, you know, and probably solely because you can't play online. If you could play online, things might be a little bit different. And it's just kind of crazy that, like, that's a struggle, like, in the world we live in today. Like, yo, because it's such a priority, you know? But I don't know.
Right. Apparently not.
Sometimes I think, though, that's just as simply explained as Japan just has a different infrastructure system that they maybe take for granted when they port their games over here, you know? Because, yeah, I've seen people from America travel to play Street Fighter V in Japan, and it seemed to almost like a different game, you know, like over there, because they just have better internet. I saw, if I understood this correctly, I saw Raekwon's gonna fight Ghostface on Verzuz.
Oh yeah. That should be an interesting one.
That was surprising. Like, I ain't know we doing this.
I might watch that one.
I ain't know we doing this. Like
I might watch Rain and Ghost.
Inter beefs. And if we doing inter beefs,
that'll be a cool one.
I want, because I feel like we could just start what other inter beefs would you like to see? Like, because I didn't know we was gonna do this inter beef stuff, you know?
I mean, it's an ill versus to do. I don't think they got, they know real inner beef.
No, I say inner beef in that, like, people from the same clique fighting each other. That's what I mean.
It's a good one for versus though. Ray and Ghost.
I'm just asking.
They get mentioned often together.
Yeah.
Their styles are like different, but almost somewhat similar. Like, yeah, it's odd, right? Because they're both from the same team, but
I think it's cool.
It's kind of a cool matchup to kind of see.
It's like what if one summer Michael Jordan
against Raekwon?
Yeah,
good Ghost.
It was like, what if one summer Michael Jordan was like, you know what, charity 1-on-1, me versus Scotty. You know, it's like, what?
Right. And Ghost and Ray is just it's just their styles is actually a good matchup.
Yeah,
some of the other ones people argued if it would be a good matchup or if the catalogs or styles.
When is it?
Really made sense. You know what I'm saying? And
when is
these two is like a real good one. I don't know. Somebody brought it up to me though.
See if I could check without destroying my computer.
But that should be a cool one, similar to like the Preem. What was it, RZA?
Oh, that was so old. Yeah, that was like old school. That's when they used the phones and shit back in the day.
I don't mean for that. I just mean
no, but I'm just saying, like, there's been so many verses that, like, yo, I almost forgot about that one. But I saw that. That's when it was so new that I would watch them. You know, like,
but it's just a dope matchup. Like, all of them are kind of cool, but some of them are. This one just more as an event versus a versus for what it's supposed to be for. Like, this is pretty dope.
Yeah,
they gonna be chilling on that one.
Yeah. Let me see. What's his name? I keep thinking that it's Method Man versus Chef because they got a song called Meth versus Chef, you know? So a part of me almost wants them to fight just because of that song, you know? Let me see. Yeah. It just says that it's
I still think Ghostface and Ray is the best matchup.
Yeah, no, like logically. But I mean, March 20th. That's when it is. That's like a week from now or some shit. wonder if they just share the DJ or what.
Some people might argue this, but I feel like the only other person that'd be kind of really interesting for them for both of those might be like ODB. Like, I'm trying to think of people that like got just, I don't know, just unique wordplay and just, yeah. It should be a dope one though.
Nah, it should. It should. So yeah, I saw that. I stumbled onto that by accident. I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that sounds like a dope one.
Let's see.
Speaking of the verses, I saw a headline.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about the story, but it was saying Timberland and Swiss Beats. I think it was Timberland. It was definitely Timberland, but I'm pretty sure it's Timberland and Swiss Beats. Blasted somebody, I guess, criticizing them for selling maybe peace or selling verses to something else. So I don't know, just like a tidbit because you brought verses up, but I saw that recently.
Yeah, let me just see what Google says if I can find something. Versus sells Timberland and I guess it was 3 days ago. Swiss Beats and Timberland sell verses to Triller. All the artists who have participated in the series are now stakeholders in the short form video app.
Okay.
I've never heard of Triller. Wait a minute, have I heard of Triller?
It's Triller. You have. It's
You know why I have heard of Triller? Because my music's on there. That's why.
There's mad shit that goes there. It's other shit. Yeah, I've heard.
I don't know anything about it though. I think I might have clicked on it once, but I don't really remember what it is.
It's a content thing. It's a fucking,
by Triller Network. They owned by TikTok. That's why my music's on there. They're owned by TikTok. So does that mean I can only watch it? Like I can only watch it on Triller now? How does this work?
I don't know if that's the case. Oh, maybe that's why people are mad. See, I didn't know the whole ins and outs. I figured it was just because they thought they sold out or something like that. They ain't sell it to some black person or something like that. So or whoever they sold it to, people might have felt the way. But essentially TikTok, right? So TikTok owns Versus now. But you're right. I don't know if now maybe people's gripes was because you have to pay or something now to watch it. I don't know. That should be on YouTube though.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. You just brought that up. I don't know.
I think you gotta pay for the professional looking stream on Apple. That's it. But again, that eventually gets ripped to YouTube too. It's usually a poor man's rip, even the one from the official Versus channel, which maybe they're doing on purpose. But yeah, Triller made headlines.
I don't know what the battle rappers do.
Yeah,
they should don't be on YouTube. They should be protected somehow. I don't know what
clap a motherfucker who downloaded.
Also,
this is me, obviously, I'm pulling shit out my ass, but maybe right as of now, maybe, one, it's probably policed a little bit a certain way, because if you police it a certain way, you could kind of keep your shit off YouTube. Looks like WWE did a pretty decent job of most of their stuff, because it looked like they just iron hammered that shit. You have to go to other places like Daily Motion. But, I feel like, maybe also it's like it might be niche too, like niche enough that like not enough crazy people are ripping it. Because I feel like someone like a lot of the hip hop. I don't know. I feel like that it might be like if it was as popular.
I just disagree. Said no.
I feel like if it was as popular as a normal hip hop artist, they'd be the poor man's YouTube rip, even if it's at 64 kbs.
I don't think you follow it enough. I don't think you follow it.
I don't, but I mean, but that's why I'm not out there ripping it.
I don't even. These joints be other people there too. Like I don't even see cell phone rips of the shit or some leak from the artist. Nothing. I don't see anything. I think this popular enough that people would release bootlegs for it. It's enough of an audience for it. But
maybe it's a respect for it, similar to comedy.
It's always one that don't give a fuck is trying to get it out. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, it don't matter. Nobody give a fuck about.
There's
I'm
always
just saying,
one.
I don't be seeing this.
Bootleg law.
It be a minute. It be months later. It be like some time later. I ain't talking about like the immediate bootleg. It's just like, damn, nobody came out with this shit, and this shit was like, nah, I don't think so for that. Nah. You would at least you see a leak like, nah, not for these. Nah, rappers is going to this shit. It's bigger than it's niche, but I still think it has a following that warrants bootlegging. Like, you niggas bootleg garbage movies nobody gives a fuck about. You get the bootleg thing. Nah.
If those bootlegs aren't on YouTube though, you know what I mean? I'm sure you go to the right download site.
Yeah, you might. You right. It might be there. That's
if you
true.
go to the right download site, I'm sure.
I don't look for shit. I'm just surprised that it don't. I just don't see him on YouTube. I'm just. Like,
if you go to the right download site, I guarantee you all the hip hop shit.
Look, my son, dude, my son, the Conqueror.
Sound like some Conan shit.
But yeah, you might be right. But nah, I think it would get bootlegged. It's hood shit. Come on, ain't you bugging right now? Nobody gonna bootleg.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's 2021. Yo, they might have respect.
Where you even get bootlegger? Come on, man. Nah.
I know. I was a bootlegger myself.
You was a bootlegger. I was just about to say, what are you talking about? Come on, you would think there'd be, few of the joints up there. I haven't seen them. Nah.
I'm telling you, they have the niche sites.
You know what I see?
Yeah, where you see?
You know what I see? But it's not what you want. I see that they have a lot of the reaction.
Oh,
it's
fuck
like
that
a
shit.
weird.
I hate that
it's
shit.
like it's
I
like
hate
a
that
weird.
Shit.
That's like the only way you could kind of see it without. I guess if you were subscribing to the stuff of it now, and I don't follow it that hard. Like in the future, if it was like a ideal world, I would definitely subscribe to it just to have this shit in case I wanted to watch it. Or if there's a big one that I'm super interested in, I might pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I can follow it, but I don't see that. Like, it's been a difference, dog. I'm telling you. Like, it's. I think it's odd. You don't think it's odd? I'm just what?
No, because it happens for certain. I'm telling you, go try
even the big ones.
Try looking for WWE wrestling, especially the big ones. It don't exist on YouTube. The motherfuckers made a deal with the devil. It just don't exist.
But now see the thing. The battle rap shit is tied in with caffeine and all this other shit. So it might be something like, they might have tied their knots a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah.
Like you're saying, and they just not fucking around because, yeah, man. There's been shit I was hoping somebody put up there, and I still not up there.
It's probably on the niche sites, yo. Like.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like looking for it that much though. So,
because I
don't feel like going too crazy.
Sometimes you gotta go to the slums. You want to get like the right fix. You know what I mean?
I ain't going to the slums.
I still be going on some of the shady internets because
I just deleted the slum site. I just deleted the slum site the other day. I was like, I can't. Nah,
you ain't about that life no more. You too big.
We don't need to go.
Nah, I'm out here swimming, yo. You know what? Here, if you want to talk about, we love talking about bad UI design. Yo, Apple Plus, the channel, not the Apple TV, but the channel, right? Cherry just dropped today. Cherry is Spider-Man, the actor, not really, but you know how I call him, Spider-Man. He falls in love with girl breaks his heart. Now he has no purpose, and he joins the military. And then I had to stop the movie because we started this. I always never finish the movie with my family because we start these at 8. So I got an hour left. But it's Spider-Man and it's directed by the Russo brothers because the Russo brothers, they made so much money from Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. Like they directed all those movies that they just made their own studio. And now they do their own movies, and they said they would only want to come back if they do Secret Wars, and that's about it, But why did I bring that shit up? I brought that shit. What the fuck was you talking about? I like tangent like real hard. What was you talking about?
Drugs.
Nah, there's drugs in this movie, but I don't think we was talking about this shit. Oh, the shady shit. Yo, Apple. So Apple, today was the first day I ever fast forward on Apple, and like, and that I press play and it plays. Like if I fast forward on Apple, it would just go black. And I was like, yo, this service trash, yo. Like I feel like illegally downloading this thing that we're legally paying for. I was like, this don't make sense, you know? I was like, I understand that Cherry just dropped and it's free in my living room, but it's very cumbersome to watch on this legally paid for platform.
That's why you gotta type the little feedback thing and see if they don't get feedback.
But I was like, yo, it's just actually
that shit, that's why.
As a customer, I can actually easily and more enjoyably watch this shit illegally, even though I'm paying for it legally. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Because God forbid I don't finish this movie in one setting, the resume feature doesn't work. So that means I need to fast forward. Oh wait, I can't fast forward because if I fast forward using 4 times speed, the screen goes black, and now that's it. That's it. I have to start again and keep praying like that the fast forward feature works. And it's like what a shitty fucking app, yo. Like this is horrible. But it was just experiences like that. It's like, yo, even when I try to do the right thing, it's like, how can I ever leave the murky waters when the murky waters work, yo? They just murky, you know? like they reliably consistent, you know? Otherwise, people wouldn't go there, you know? You know what I mean?
He look, the Duke, he relaxing today. He got a little brew, a little Corona, Snoop Dogging it up. What's up?
I had a hard day. It was just like
Why you sweating?
I've been sitting in this chair, man, just working.
The throne is heavy. Heavy lies the crown.
The kid
wouldn't believe. Look at him.
I went down the hall. You won't believe who I bumped into.
The Hall of Champions. Who?
Leon is in there rapping.
The champ. Look,
B-Torch?
Rapping.
B-Torch?
He's drunk out his mind. He's drunk out his mind down there. Yo, you don't do. Come in. I'm gonna show you something. I got bars. I'm like, yo.
Did you record him?
Hell no.
Yo, I need an update to that song. What is the Devil Bench song? I still got that song.
I forgot about that.
Yo, I still got the collab between you, unreleased. She's wet. Something.
Oh, that's the shit he stole from
me. I know. That's like hip hop lore right there. That's the beat he stole.
It was on Eric's computer, and all of a sudden I come back to Eric's house. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yo, I still got that shit. That beat is hard. That beat is hard, yo. I like that shit. That beat is hard.
Duke was like, what are these peons doing in the courtyard? Where's security?
Yo, Duke, you know what I tried to do to that beat 2 months ago? I tried to wipe out Leon's voice so I could just have the beat. But it took too much of the beat off because his voice too loud.
Would you use the RX?
Yeah. RX is dope, yo.
Yeah, it is dope.
It just didn't work on that song, but it worked most of the time.
Yo, did he spit bars or not?
He was, but I just got too fed up. I couldn't hear. I couldn't bear it. I'd have to get up.
Yo, so there's another Dude, there's another program that it's a little bit more intensive than RX, but I'm like, I wonder if I could do it on my Windows computer. I didn't want to try it on my Mac because I was explaining. We talked about this a few days ago, Phil, but like, there's a program that with a plugin in Ableton, you hit one button and it stems out everything. And I don't really know how it works, but you know what Deezer is?
Yeah.
So Deezer made this plug. I don't know why Deezer would make this plug. Deezer is just another Spotify. Deezer made this thing, then they made it open source. So somebody took it and made a plugin out of it using like Macs and all this crazy shit. But on the Mac, because the guy who was doing the tutorials on the Mac, but I was like, but I wonder if I put it on my Windows, it'll work. On the Mac, you essentially kind of putting in a bootleg VM on your computer. And I was like, yo, I'm not putting in a VM for a plugin. That's stupid. I was like, that's dumb. But it needs like things that only works on Windows. So I was like, I wonder if I just run the plugin on Windows if it'll work. So I should check that out. I could link you that YouTube though. There's always people doing crazy shit. I linked you that shit about FL Studio.
Convert.
Yeah. That's wild too. I was like, I don't even know why you need to be doing that, but that's interesting.
I saw what you call it? Oh, back in the days. To add on to what you were saying, back in the days, Adobe Audition used to do it. I don't know. I didn't use Audition in so
really. Then what's it called? What's it called?
Adobe to take it out was cool.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Because then I can type it in
Top of
YouTube.
my brain, I don't
probably learn it.
But it's definitely in there because I used to do it a lot.
Gotta look that up. But I don't know. Yo, Leon, you should have had him record. You should. He don't live there no more though, right? He don't live in the Commons, right?
I think he lost his shit. So he
like his mind, or you just mean like
yeah, both mine.
I was like
mine and crib.
Oh man, but he lives somewhere though, right? Or nah?
I guess. I don't know. I just see this nigga sporadically popping up, just sporadically. Sometimes I don't be outside, so I be going to the store.
Yeah, sporadically.
I'm coming from riding my bike, so I'm like, what the fuck is Leon doing in the front? Nigga, the other day, my girl went to the store.
Yeah.
She went downstairs. It had to have been at least like 32 degrees, 28. The man is outside with no shirt on. He's just outside. With no shirt on, just standing out there like.
You know why? Because that's the reason, dude. He got a 120-year core battery life. That nigga's a Terminator.
Yo,
that's Leon. I told you.
He's still
she video chatted me and showed me him. I was like, oh my god.
You remember that scene in Terminator 2 where Sarah Connor's watching the Terminator guard over them that first night? She was like, he was more of a father than the real man was. He was staying there no matter what. In the movie, it goes from like daytime to nighttime, and you just see him still standing there in the same position. But they fast forward it so you can see the sun, and you see the sun. You basically see it real quick.
Yeah.
He's Terminator. I mean, the same.
Yo, is Leon still?
So you didn't record no bars. Basically, is all I wanted to know. Is you didn't get any bars.
No bars.
I ain't no bars. Leon still bro.
He's still.
What you been up to? You been making bread?
Yeah, I've been working. Been making.
There's some things going on. I'm restructuring. I'm getting ready for phase 2. So your daddy might be in touch, but I've been seeing things on the peripheral.
It was a good week this week, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're a sicko. That's good. That's good. You were sick. When he don't never say it was a bad week, do we?
No. The whole February was terrible. I'll tell you that. But market correction came back, and boy, did it come back.
Yo,
it was a good week.
What's the next topic?
Hey yo! I got to ask you because I asked Phil already. All right, the thoughts on the track I sent you earlier.
The one.
Yeah. The cinematic shit. Just thoughts
that shit. Was. What you mean? Like, what you want?
Anything. I don't give a fuck. Just say some shit about it.
I thought. Listen, people was here. I had a session here.
Yeah.
And I played it for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is my boy. He does. I had to sound like, yo, he does movie intros
shit.
to YouTube. So I sold him. I was like, yo, this is how he does it, yo. He does cinematic shit. Your niggas, because some of them niggas do short films and shit. I'm like, yo, your niggas need music to your intros, like scenes. The nigga's cooking up, or he's figuring out something. He got some good ideas, or I was painting him a picture.
A nigga cooking up? You making cook up music?
That's what I thought too. I was like, man, that's that dope music.
Hey, you never know. This shit might be, you know what I mean?
Dope boy soundtrack. Let's go.
Yo, don't do it.
Yo, turning in slow mo. I
can see a nigga cooking up to this.
Yo, hey, don't listen to him. He's a psycho. He's a psycho.
That's funny.
Come on.
That's
Look what he's trying to do to you. Look what he's trying to
churn. The slow
Look what he's trying to do to you. He already got you selling you clients
Hey,
Yeah.
money. It's money, baby.
That's funny.
Yo, I got a nigga. You got a good cook up scene and shit. Yeah, I got a
cook up.
I know somebody.
Anything, man. Deep thought, cook ups, what you want, man.
All that shit.
He has it all.
Nah, but go ahead. My fault.
That's funny.
You were sicko though.
That beat. My thoughts on it. I think it's a real good. I like the transitions.
Yeah.
Now that I know that you showed us that little guitar trick you be doing, I'll be waiting for like. I heard it at the end.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah.
That was a 12 note down. Yeah, that was. I had to actually move my hand all the way down. That was tricky.
That was hard.
I'm learning some shit with my right hand that I still can't fully do yet. It's like the thump pick, and I tried practicing every day, but it just don't make sense. It's too much pain, and like I can't use it in music yet. It just takes too much from my life force. Like it's just too much pain. So like I have to practice it maybe like every 2 or 3 days now. Like, but eventually when I can do this stuff without playing, I'm hoping to do some different sounds in there. I mean, without pain, yeah. When I can do it without pain with the right hand. But that's the future tech. We're working on the future tech. I was gonna say some shit too, yo. So the second half of that song, there's some shit where it goes left ear, right ear, left ear, right ear, with the guitars and reverb and shit. and it was just kind of interesting, like how like music we hear influence us. Cause I was hearing this shit and I made it, right? I didn't think of none of this when I was making it, but then I'm hearing it later, and I just started laughing. I was like, yo, that's just the leper affinity. Cause I was hearing what I did in the left, like I just played the melody, but then I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I played it in the left ear and then the right ear? But then when they playing, when the right one's playing, then the left one is just holding the note, while the right one's playing, and then when the right one finishes, the left one plays and the right note holds the note, and then I was just like, oh, that's just the leper affinity, because the end of that song, they play a melody. Oh, I hear that. Yeah. And they just play a melody, and then one guitar does it, and then they hold the note while the other guitar plays the same melody, while this one's holding the note, and then when this one finished, he played a melody, but now this one's holding the note. And I was like, man, that's crazy, because I guess that's some shit where it influenced you subconsciously. I wasn't even actively drawing from that, but it wasn't until I heard the song without making it, I was like, oh yeah, that's the leper affinity. I literally heard that song yesterday. I was like crazy. I was like subconscious influences, you know? So
this is a real well put together track though.
I'll take that.
Cinematically well put together. I mean, like to the T though, like you have to build up at the end. It's like something is accomplished or something they got through to it. Something happened. It's like something is happening. That's what it sounds like.
And I got the mountain wind in there too.
That's definitely well put together. Well put together though.
Yeah, man. We going there. But all right. Well, I don't know if this is a random topic. This ain't really a topic, but this is some shit I just thought. It's crazy, like how everything moves online. I guess there's a site called Toriba, right? And I was watching these people in Japan stream on Twitch. People love playing the crane games over there, you know, in the arcades. You know, the cranes that you spend mad money on and it drop your shit. So there's a site called Toriba, and you could play those crane games online while you at home, and if you win it, they ship it to you. You know, like, so it's just as busted, but you never leave your home, so you still paying money, and it's a real one, and it's doing it, but and it's dropping your shit, and you never getting your prize. But if you do happen to get your prize, then they'll just mail it to you. And I was like, yo, we bringing the arcade home. I was laughing.
Wow. That's crazy.
Everything going, but I mean, we got real poker now, like literally real dealers, right? Real pretty ladies. Like I seen it on Twitch too, on the poker section, where there's I thought it was like some video game where it's like, this can't be real, right? Maybe it's video footage that's recorded, but they're real dealers playing a real game with you dealing out the cards. But then what you see is obviously, you know, your fake bullshit game, but but that part is real. And I was like, damn, that's wild. Like, like everything, the real experience is just being brought to the TV. Like, it's just a camera now, but you know, it's real. I was like, man,
they got that in some casinos right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I played with a real dealer.
AR VR, that shit is gonna be watched.
Well, I played with a real dealer, but the real dealer wasn't there. It was just giving me the cards, but it was virtually.
Oh, see, yeah.
Real dealer was there, but it just wasn't.
Yeah. But you can do that at home now. If it's legal in your area, I don't know. I feel like some states.
That's clever. That makes sense. That's smart.
Atlantic City has that shit. Faggots, bastards. Always come up and get robbed.
Atlantic City struggle.
There's some good times in there though. I came up a lot. It's just hey, Robbie, it's not fun no more.
I really want to go there at some point again in my life. I want to go there with my sister and shit.
Play blackjack, man. You just gotta play blackjack.
That's what I played, nigga. My first hand when I got there, my first fucking hand when I got there was $7,000, and I didn't put it because it's a side bet. You get the sevens, you get a 7 of diamonds and 7 of hearts. The dealer has to have a 7 of clubs and the 7 of what's the other one? 7 of diamonds, 7 of hearts. The dealer has to have the other pair. The dealer had the other fucking pair, and DB was, what the fuck? Oh my god! Like, what are you doing? You didn't play. The lady that was dealing with the cards. Oh my god, $7,000. I was mad. She told me the next morning, like, you better pay. You better pay. That was on my birthday too. I was so mad. Like, I could have had $7,000 my first hand.
Blackjack and roulette.
That was blackjack. I was playing blackjack. First
blackjack and roulette are like the only games that's, you know.
First hand, 7.
Best odds.
I play craps though. Craps is my
poker. I heard craps too. I don't know how to play craps though.
Craps is dope. I know how to play all them shit except poker. I know how to play every game except poker. I know how to play baccarat too.
I don't know how to play.
Poker is just too much.
That site I gave you, Beat Connect, did you get to try it yet or not?
No, I was waiting for you.
My friend told me, I gave it to him today. He told me Reaper has that built in. Obviously, it only works with Reaper though. But you ever heard of Reaper or not?
Yeah, I have Reaper.
He said Reaper can do that. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe he just hating. He said Reaper can do it, but it only gonna work with other people on Reaper though. Like Beat Connect's supposed to work. Reaper, though. As far as I know, I don't. I feel like Reaper is free. You just have to keep renewing it, but it is free. I mean, they would like you to pay for it, but I think you can legally just keep renewing the license. Like, so.
It's shitty though. It's trash.
Yo, is it really? I feel like a lot of people like to use it these days, but is it really trash? It's trash?
Ableton and Fruit Loops are the gods.
You know why, though? I'll say this. I don't really know a lot of beat people, if any, who use Reaper. Usually, if I see people doing Reaper, they're usually doing some other shit. So that might be what... It might just suck for beats, you know? It might just not have a good UI for that, you know?
Looks like it sucks for everything.
Pro
Tools is vocal gods.
Yeah. The mixing spots.
Yeah.
I went to Pizza Hut again. I made a mistake. I used the app and I ordered that Detroit pizza, yo. Cause it was kind of fire. I like that pizza, yo. So I was really feeling that pizza, yo. So I ordered it on the app and then I get there. Then the guy tells me some story. He says some shit like, yo, man, so we don't got...
Yeah, dog, it's a pizza, dog.
Yeah, basically. So he said, like...
What you about to say?
He said,
you this one? Yo, come here. Let me holler at you real quick.
He said, yo, man, so we don't have Detroit pizza. So what I did was I made some rectangles. Yo, he literally told me the process.
Yo, yes, not supposed to be standardized, nigga. You're supposed to say this shit is out of stock.
So you know what's
Yo,
funny?
y'all freestyling at this.
So you know what's funny?
No more. That's just a red flag, Abe. That shit ain't.
This is the second one, but it's the second red flag. So I already banned one Pizza Hut. Now I might have to ban a second one. Like, but
he said, "Yo, so look, check it. We ain't had the Detroit shit, but you know what I mean. Customer always right. So I hooked you up with a non-Pizza Hut item."
The way we talk about like DC, HBO Max, AT&T, how they're all the same company, but they don't communicate. It seemed like the Pizza Hut app is quite similar to the Pizza Hut store. Because I had a similar thing happen to me in Austin where I think they closed at 11, but I ordered the pizza off the app, like off the site, like at 10:40, and I got there and I was like, yo, where's my pizza? And it was like, ain't no pizza, bro. Like, we should stop making pizza. I was like, what you mean you stop making? I ordered it before closing. Pizza Hut just the only people who kind of just dick me like that.
yo, that's one. Yo, see, check it. See, that's one thing. That's one thing. The app is fucked up, right? Don't sync. Y'all stop. It ain't. Yo, but for him, right? Yo, you should have got there, really, and he should have been like, yo, right? We couldn't fulfill it.
No, so he said he made some rectangles or some shit, and then he said,
"Yo, listen, I'm not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying, dog. But go ahead. You're not listening. Go ahead. This is what I'm telling you.
Yo, he tried to put the onus on me, and I'll get to that part. But I'm just telling his story. I'm just telling his story.
This is a red flag.
I'm just telling his story.
Yo, but go on. So he said, yo, homie.
So he said, like, look, I gave you some rectangle pizza that we just made.
Nah, come on, man.
And then he said,
what's the rectangle pizza? What's that?
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
What was it that you got?
And then he said, like, cause it's supposed to be Detroit style pizza, so he's like, look, I tried my best to make that shit. I gave you some rectangles, and he said I put marinara sauce. I put marinara sauce.
What are you talking about? You're not explaining.
This is what he told me. He gave me 2 boxes. I haven't opened them yet, and then he starts explaining to me. We don't have. He starts saying we don't have Detroit pizza. But I got some rectangles. I got some. This is all real.
Y'all blew the fuck up, yo. Oh, the fucking lost my fucking shit.
I be trying not to do that but that usually only comes out when I'm dealing with. I told you, Spectrum and AT&T. Spectrum.
Yo, he said I got these rectangles for you.
That's right. And he said he put marinara sauce. Like, he just said he put it on the side. Like
that's a fucking shoot. I just shoot you right now. I'm fucking kill you. I'm fucking Pizza Hut right now. What is going on here? Where's the manager? What is this man talking about?
Yeah. So I was like, look, man, I really just wanted Detroit pizza. Can I?
Yeah, no fucking shit. Did nobody tell you to freestyle this shit? You know, that's crazy that they did that.
But this is what he said. He said, look, man, I tried calling you twice and you didn't pick up. He said, it's your fault. He said, it's your fault.
Oh, so he tried calling you. All right, okay.
No, but you see, my thing with that is, like, look, I just don't, in general, look, like, I didn't call this order in. I did it online. And I don't really pick up numbers from places because in the daytime I just get a lot of spam calls like all the time. So I don't pick that shit up. But I was like, in my head, isn't it common like for businesses to leave voicemails like all the time, right? Like, because had there been a voicemail, I probably would have checked it. Because
that dude was clearly ripped. He was clearly ripped. I would have just canceled the fucking order. Like, so, I can't make you your order. I'm not gonna make you my high. Yo, I'm ripped. I'm gonna still fulfill this shit. With the
So I was like, look, can I speak to the supervisor? Like, can I get a credit or something? Because like I'll take it, but this ain't what I want.
Yo, you don't appreciate the rectangle.
Yeah, so I ain't even open it, so I feel bad. I ain't even look at this shit. I ain't look at this shit. I've never even saw it. I never saw it. So I was like, yo, so the supervisor come out?
Yo, you whack. Nah, you whack.
I never
I can't take this shit. I'm ripped too. I'm ripped. I can't take this shit.
Yo, the
you travel all that way.
I ain't look at that shit.
Yeah, you sick.
It's just two brown boxes with tape on. I ain't look at that
Dude,
shit.
you ain't even peep the rectangle marinara.
So the supervisor come out. I'm like, look, let me speak to your supervisor. Supervisor come out. Kind of says the same shit. And I'm like, look, yo, can I get a credit? Can I get a credit? Cause like, apparently, like it's really. Can I get a credit? Cause I ordered A, but you guys giving me B. You know what I mean? And she like, look, man. She's like, look. I'm not gonna give you a pizza, yo, cause that's a pizza. And I'm like, so I'm like, can I just cancel the order or some shit? Like, yeah, you gotta give me that pizza. And I was like, yo, here this box. And I just gave her back the box. I never looked at that shit once, you know?
Yo, you didn't even check on me.
Nah, I ain't checked that shit, man. I ain't checked. They fuck around too much.
It was back there blazing.
Rectangles and shit. They said, nah, March 3rd, they just run out of product. That shit ended, bro. That's what they told me. Ain't no Detroit pizza no more. And I'm like,
we just
why are you selling that shit then? You know, like, why you got that
shit? Why would you make the I'm not even mad that it's like the site's not updated. I mean, that's whack, but why would y'all make some? Usually these places is like standardized, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. Rectangle, that shit. I ain't looking at it. Maybe
that
shit was dope. I don't know.
I never went anywhere. It was like, yo, we couldn't make you the shit you wanted. So we made you some other shit that's kind of like that shit. When you ever had that happen? They just tell you they don't have
Pizza Hut, it just might. I really want to like them because in my head I like them, man. But yo, they just keep finding ways to give me fuckery. Yo, burnt ass shit. Like a fucking random select cheese sticks that may or may not have cheese on them. You know, like that's crazy. Like,
that's effort though. They still made you something. You might have been hungry. You know what I mean? they still held you down.
Yeah, I told them I didn't want that shit.
Look at the rectangle marinara. Yo, that should be the name of the episode, yo.
Rectangle
marinara. Homeboy,
the fact that the man said he tried to finesse it for you.
Yeah, that's
he told you that. He told you that.
He said, brother, here.
Did I disrespect him? Did I disrespect him?
I tried to finesse this for you, but it's the best I can do.
It might have been dope too. I didn't look at it. To be fair, I never looked at that shit.
That might have been the official. That might have been the limited edition shit you was looking for.
I should have maybe looked at it, but I was just like, I don't know, man. I was trying to get that extra because normally if you can't give you what you want, you just give me that extra. But they won't give me nothing. I was like, well, I don't want nothing. They ain't start nothing, don't be nothing. You know what I mean? So I was just like, give me my money back.
That's crazy. I would have been upset.
I went to Domino's.
What are y'all talking about?
No fuckery ever happened at Domino's, except that.
What kind of shit is going on here?
Word,
I would have been like, yo, give me the marinaras, give me the rectangle marinaras, but I want a fucking discount. I ain't paying full price for this
they
shit.
just got a history of fuckery, yo. Them stores is run by like the grimiest motherfuckers, yo. Like, I don't know why. Yo, Pizza Hut. I never had this shit happen at Papa John's. I never had this shit happen Domino's, but Pizza Hut just got like stories for days, motherfuckers. Random select pizzas. They may or may not have cheese. How you have a cheese stick that may or may not have cheese? Yo, that don't even make sense.
The people there is getting.
They do that up here.
Yeah, I know. It's consistently inconsistent. Why is it consistently inconsistent? I never have that shit happen at any other place. I never order a cheeseburger and think, yo, that shit may not have cheese. I hope it has cheese. I hope my cheeseburger got cheese. It's only Pizza Hut where I'm like, man, I hope my cheese stick got cheese. Please have cheese on it, please.
All of that is fairly normal, but it's a freestyle item that is no longer available. You gotta chill. He back there smoking too much guns, you know what I mean?
And he told you that he freestyled. That's the crazy part.
It's a pizza making whatever.
Yeah, he did this. I think I had to ask him like 2 or 3 times because I think the first time he came out mad excited and he started telling me about like, yo, we ain't have this. Yeah. I was like, yo, what you talking about? Like, wait,
you see this bar? Fuck that Detroit shit. I just made you the fucking empire. You know what I mean? I just made you the fucking the DC shit. You know what I mean? The Washington DC joint.
Man,
he was hype.
He was definitely hype. I probably broke his heart when I didn't want that shit. But I mean,
going there. Yeah. Just you gotta leave that place alone.
Yeah, some things is gone, man. That pizza.
That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
And it's mad crazy to me just how consistently inconsistent Pizza Hut is. Like, I don't really.
I might have had a heart attack. I might have had a heart attack. Just fucking.
I don't have those issues with the other ones, man. It's only these motherfuckers, yo.
This is multiple times. This might have been the one. Yeah, I might.
And it's beyond like one area anymore. Like it's just several Pizza Huts that be.
I might fucking
several Pizza Huts in different cities, dude. Different cities. These Pizza Huts.
Snap! The police would have found me eating the rectangles. The rectangle Paris.
Yo,
oh man! All right.
Quick side thing. Like I order from Domino's and they fine. They alright, but I gotta say Domino's has the site with the most fuckery, the most click funnels, the most trying to get you to buy some shit. But the most annoying thing that Domino's does is, yo, they don't tell you the prices of anything, like of any of the changes. So it's like, yo, this pizza costs $5. And you can like add 2 things to it, but you add 2 things in it, and somehow that shit goes like $7, and it's like, oh, but they don't even tell you, but it's like, you know, some things may cost more than others. That's all it ever says, but it never tells you like, was it the beef? You have to like figure that shit out yourself. Like, oh, beef actually don't count as a free topping, even though you said I could choose from the free topping list, but there's a hidden fee or something. Like, yo, Domino's website is full of that shit. You're like, yo, it's $5.99, and then you put it on, you follow their rules. All right, $7.99. Wait, why? Don't worry about it. It's just additional charges may apply. That's it. Would you like some sauce with that? Would you like some cheese with that? Like big pop up on your screen.
You're hungry, right? You want to show the pizza, right?
It's fucked up, man. I don't know. That's why I hate them the most. All the other companies, Pizza Hut and Papa John's, they send you emails. They like, yo, man, here's a deal. Especially Papa John's, like 20% off, some shit, 30% off. Papa John's has a Papa John's, I think, has had 20 to 30% off their pizza if you order online since before Christ. Like, I shit you not. Like, that same code has worked forever. Pizza Hut has a coupon section. I have never found one coupon in my life that works. I Google all the time. I try all that shit. I try all that shit from Honey. None of them shits work on Honey that you get. I've never seen one promo code in my life work on pizza.
Honestly, when it comes to pizza, I kind of just miss the old school pizza shop pizzas that we used to get back in the day.
Homeland,
like, honestly, everything's kind of trash compared
I can
to
see
those
that.
things. Like,
those are the more unique ones at this point, you know?
like, none of the franchises are really that good. Blaze Pizza's alright. I like Blaze
that's
Pizza.
In Austin, right? I think, or not.
I don't know. I had it in California, but
wait, is that the shit LeBron James owns? I think that is.
Huh?
I think LeBron James owns that shit, like a stake in it.
I don't know,
or some shit.
Yeah, there was a place in California that had like they were from Brooklyn. They were like firefighters, like real like.
You got a ticket? Blaze Pizza got a ticket?
They might.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
They
He
made pretty
put
good
1
pizza.
million
They
in
had the garlic
2012.
knots like back in the day. It was like one of them joints, and like I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really had a good pizza anywhere that I lived since those New York.
I remember
pizzas.
when I went and saw you in not San Diego. What is Oceanside? We went to a pizza place right before I left, like that first weekend. It might have been your birthday or some shit. I don't remember. I think
I remember where it was. It probably wasn't that great though.
Yeah,
depending what it was.
It was a
just
local thing.
It wasn't really any good pizza places in California. Period. At least that I went to, they might be there, but you probably gotta find some shit that's in the top.
Yeah.
Why you gotta act like that, nigga? We are in the special guest. We are in the building.
It was that Vic?
It is. Yeah.
Oh shit! Ain't see the homie in a minute.
Why you gotta act like that?
What's up, dude?
James.
What's up,
Still
dude?
the same, huh? Why you dancing, Via? What you doing over there?
Out here time traveling.
Give me on.
Just mix it in the thing. Bring back my change, man.
Well, that's his little coked up worker.
Nah, he ain't cool.
I know. Yeah, but it's like it basically. You know what I mean? Bring my change.
Nah, he's drunk.
Let me see.
Whatever. That's the same shit. Cocaine drunk.
Cocaine. Yo.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he ahead.
Oh, so March 10th in Texas, I guess we don't gotta wear masks no more, supposedly.
Yeah, y'all niggas is gonna die out there, man. They talking about that shit's all over the news.
I told you, we defeated COVID already. We defeated
talking
COVID like months ago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Talking about, yo, they're gonna be the first state that's fully open, 100%. I'm like, woo. That's the end of Texas.
Hey man, shout out to Abbott, yo.
They don't care. Why they doing that for?
That's Texas, dude. That's what we do.
Is money
none of this shit is all just.
It's what we do.
It's just WWF, man.
Yo, I think it is. I'm just saying.
There's only one more state ahead of us, and that's Lord Florida. They beat COVID. They beat COVID last spring break. Like that shit, COVID, I think started in America like March 10th. They beat that shit March 14th. That shit was over. That shit was open. Them
niggas, when I went there, everything was open.
Yeah.
Nothing was closed. And you could smoke inside the casino. When I went there,
yo, they got casinos in Florida?
Hell yeah, that's the first thing I had to find out. I asked my man, where is the casino? He said, yo, all right, is over there. I'm like, what? 10 minutes away? It was right next to my hotel. I woke up in the middle of the night, like my girl was asleep. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to the casino. I went in there. I came up a couple hundreds, but while I'm in there, these niggas are smoking in the casino with COVID, in the middle of COVID. Strong COVID at that time.
Hey,
that
man,
was
strong smokes, dog. Strong smokes.
Smoking.
COVID had a grip.
It was aggressive at that time. It was niggas dying
left the galaxy.
That's when niggas was dying left and right, and they was in there just toking cigars, cigarettes. We went to we was on Miami Beach. We went to all the restaurants. We just walking the strip, and we stopped at a restaurant. The inside is open. The outside is open. Everybody's at the thing smoking hookah, chilling. I'm like, what is going on with these people out here? But I chimed in too. I had to, I sit down and take some shots. You know what I'm saying? I was on vacation. Why not? So I have a mask.
Wow. The Kickapoo, if you do ever come down here, Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel. That shit's in Eagle Pass though.
It's close to y'all?
Not at all. Especially not at all. It's probably like,
I don't know.
Let me see if I get these. This is definitely a drive. But let me see if I get these directions. Hold on. I'll just do it from me. Let me do it.
Especially if the hotel has a casino. Oh man, that's a plus.
Let me type, dog.
It's a serious thing right there. That's dope. I love that.
This is how many hours is gonna be? Because I know this a drive. I was only 2.5 hours. That's not bad.
I could just go downstairs and go to the casino, win some money. And
But yeah, I don't think Texas is the spot to be gambling. Like there's probably you'd probably be better off just driving up to another state. I'm sure there's something near New Orleans or something. You know,
there's only one casino in Texas.
I was looking and I'm like, cause I don't know, like I don't know if that's it, but I feel like there's something around here that has it. But I'm like, that might be it.
It has to be another casino.
Cause all the other things, I'm like, yo, this probably ain't good. Yo, look at it. Yo, look, this some Phil shit. This some Duke shit right here. Abby J Card House. That's the first thing that comes up. You want to go to that shit? The Abby J
Card
House.
That's like some shit in a movie. Like you go to the. It's like it's on the desert road. And
it says that it's a casino. Yo, I guarantee you this shit is not a casino. It's located in the boardwalk.
Go to Macau.
I ain't never seen a boardwalk in San Antonio. I don't even know where that is. It's a boardwalk? The fuck?
Why you just don't go to Vegas to gamble?
That's the real shit.
I will. That's the next little trip we're gonna try to take. Well, I wanted to take.
Yo, look at this review.
I want to smoke weed and I want to gamble.
Yo, look at this review of Abby J Card House. 5 stars. I was able to drop in this last Friday and enjoy some cards.
Wow. What?
Yo, 1 star. Poker room does not remain open during its posted schedule. Had 5 people playing. And we're told we needed 6 to remain open. When staff was questioned, they said they couldn't do anything about it. I paid a daily membership fee and only enjoyed 5 hours in the club.
That's crazy.
That sounds like some Duke shit, yo. 1 star. First time customer. Walked in, manager very nice. I was standing around for more than 5 minutes and owner stood up from the table and told me to leave if I wasn't going to play. I was about to withdraw some dollars from the ATM machine. We'll never go back again. Abby J, dog. Abby J.
Duke's house of cards.
Yo, said the owner stood up like, yo, you ain't paying. Get the fuck out of here.
Huh?
You ain't gonna play. Get out of here.
Let me see. Damn, we got multiple Abby J Card houses. That's crazy.
Yo.
No players or employees want to be talked down to like this guy will do. Scott is his name, by the way. Yo, this was posted. This was yo, the person who posted this, Slippin' Jimmy. Oh, this just sound greasy. Slippin' Jimmy.
Nice.
Can't trust these reviews. You know what I mean?
Slippin' Jimmy.
Maybe a good place.
Yo, he got like
What's
a certified star. All right. We did the No Mask in Texas.
How did that lead to that?
Florida and gambling.
Ended on Slippin' Jimmy's and fucking Duke's house of cards.
Yo, all right. One thing, so I wrote this. Like I said, I'll be writing shit. I don't know if they topics, but it was intro. I heard Big Sean on the Jay Shetty podcast. It was a surprise to see him there, you know. But at the same time, maybe not so surprising. But he definitely on some like mind flip shit, you know. And it ain't nothing we heard before, but I just thought it was very interesting. Like he definitely a big believer on like right now, the way he talk on flipping the mindset to kind of always benefit him. I guess I wrote down here like the way he kind of was seeing shit is when things don't work out for him, it's because things are happening better than he could have ever imagined. I just kind of found that interesting. Like just like I was like, man, that's a hardcore mind flip to view, if you could view the world that way, because I know I couldn't in certain periods in my life. But
Oh, you see things.
yeah. How I see things now, you mean, or it's all how you see things, you know?
Just in general, right?
Yeah. Nah, but I thought it was a cool show to hear him on. Just hear him talk a lot of that mind. Because that last album almost sound like he dropping, you know, trap songs about meditation and shit, you know? So it's like kind of interesting. I wrote down some shit. Andre Segovia Scales. You ever heard of this dude, Duke?
Nope.
He like a classical guitar master. I don't really know much about him either. But I was just hearing this story and this guy, and he's telling a story about how he went to music school. And he's like, yo, part of the audition was I had to learn the Andre Segovia scales. And I was like, yo, hold up. This motherfucker got scales? I was like, most people got songs. I was like, this guy got his own scales? I typed that shit in Google. It was like G major Segovia. I was like, yo, his last name is the name of a scale? I was like, G major Segovia? I was like, the fuck?
Famous man.
I just found out why. I'm like, yo, I gotta make the fucking the Boosh scale or some shit. You know what I mean? I was like,
Word.
I was like, you could. I didn't know you could do that. Like, yo, the Segovia scales, like that's part of your entrance exam. Like, get the fuck out of here. Segovia scales. Oh shit. Got to the computer part of this section. I read some stuff. I might lump all the computer things. I know I got a few on here. Alright, I wrote, some people are buying pre-built PCs for the GPU to sell the rest of the parts. Because some of the GPUs are so hard to find, but if you buy a pre-built for $15 to $2,000, depending on what you're buying, you just sell the rest of the computer, and now you just got a video card. I was like, that shit. Wow. The struggle is that real?
Yo, these shits is scarce, man. These niggas is going hard for these cards. I was seeing YouTube, and I saw I was just baffled that motherfuckers are using this and actually making money off mining. I didn't know it was that real, but that niggas is really doing this. But niggas is pulling $1,000 a week, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. I'm like, God damn. Nigga got mad rigs. He got his whole garage is just dedicated to rigs everywhere. Just nothing but video cards and half built computers. All of them. The servers all on one, so he control every rig that he has in his garage is on one computer. He could see every all the transactions being done.
Yeah.
Wow, this is real intricate right here. These niggas are really. That's why we don't have no fucking cars, because they wasting this plan. They're not wasting them. But goddamn, nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Did you hear about?
When you want to use this to play, actually use it. But hey,
did you hear about? I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, but the moral will be the same of the story. Nvidia dropped a card for.
What only mining and only gaming, and there's no limiter. They put a limiter on it.
Yeah.
They won't
and they called it unhackable, like idiots. Obviously,
I was reading that because
it's been hacked, by the way. But it's been hacked already. Yeah, it's been hacked. You can't call something unhackable and not think that somebody's gonna hack it. That was like asking for people to hack it. That was stupid.
Right, they put a limiter on it, so it won't go past a certain limit, and it's still pretty sure it was going to go. And the car was only $329.
Yep.
I was hyped. I was trying to get a 360. I'm like, damn. I even into the raffle.
So what you trying to get? You trying to get the 3060s?
3060, yeah.
Okay.
I just want to use it because I want to fucking play games with ray tracing.
Did you return? Ray trace right now. You return your 1600?
Huh?
Did you return your 1600 or not?
No, I ain't returning it.
You'll just sell it when you get it.
It's hard to find.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you.
It's hard to find. So if I would have sold it, I would have been asked out for dumb long again. I'm like, nah.
Plus, you can always sell the 1660 at crazy price because it's still everything's hard to find.
Yo, them shits is hyped up, man. 1660 right now, it's close to $1,000. I'm like, wow.
So I don't know the difference between all of them. I feel like if you check the right sites, 3060, I think that's the lowest one. The lowest one seems kind of realistic. Once you go above that, they get rare again. Because I seen a few 3060s the other day on a website. I can't remember which one because I've been flirting with the idea of either making a computer or buying a pre-built one. So I've been seeing a lot. And I saw on one site that was realistic to buy it. But all the other ones, 70, 80, 90, nope. But the 60 is the one that costs like kind of normal price. All the other ones were like plus 1,700 or some crazy shit.
Yeah, but the 70 runs anywhere from like 6 and better or 5 and better.
Yeah.
And the 80 runs. 80 runs like 800 and better, than 90s is a bang.
Do you really be playing like your games at that quality that you would notice this difference between any of them, or 3060 is enough?
Hell yeah.
You
Hell
do?
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
See, me, I'm on some 2009 shit, so I'm like, yo, I'll take any of them shits. I don't give a fuck.
I need my shit to look like a portal. I could jump through my TV. I want it to look like it. I want to be there shit. With the game.
Portal.
That real
portal.
shit.
I'm spending that money for it. Why not?
Nah, I feel that. So here, another computer thing since we on this. I'm actually trying to pull up some shit on it right now. Let's see. But so yeah, I've been flirting with this idea back and forth of buying this buying some type of shit. Like I'm either buying a computer or doing like a Windows one. Oh shit, look at that. All right. So we'll go into this. Maybe things have equaled out between supply and demand. But yo, I was looking at the AMD chips, the ones that came out in November, and I was like, you know what? Just try to keep prices low. Let me just get the worst one, right? AMD Ryzen 56,000X 6-core, right? It's still a beast. At this point, every AMD computer chip is better than anything Intel offers in the relative comparison, you know? It's not even a competition no more, right? So I was like, their worst is still their best, and it's better than anything I own, right? Easily, because I have my shits from 2009. Which, by the way, yo, you could buy my 2009 chip on Amazon for $50. I don't know why people would want my 2009 chip. I don't know what computer you would want to use that for, but I was like, really? That shit's worth $50 to this day? Somebody wants this shit? I can't do nothing. This shit 50% of my CPU on Discord right now talking to you guys. But I know. I was like, why would you want this thing? But yo, I'm looking at it and I saw it and I was like, yo, the retail price for this chip, cheapest one, $299. And I was like, all right. I try to find it on Amazon, just like the GPUs. They're pretty hard. They're sold out everywhere, right? And then I found one. And it's on the AMD store on Amazon. And I was like, cool. And that shit said $380. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. The official retailer is selling it for $80 more than their own price on their own website. And I was like, all right, whatever. That's the thing. At least they have it because nobody had this. I checked like in all places. I only found one store in Houston that had it. Like no one had this chip. And then my friend called me. Man, I want to Duke to hear this part, but it's all good. But my friend called me. Yo, I shit you not, fella. My friend called me. I talked to him. I go back to Amazon. I was like, yo, here's the chip I was thinking of. Yo, that chip, within this 30 minutes or an hour call, that chip went from $380 to $400. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, am I looking at the stock market right now, or am I on the Amazon store on a computer chip?
Damn.
Yo. We are back in the building. Special guest. 10473. Stealing clips.
Sickos.
Yo, so Duke, I was telling Phil, yo, you got some shit? I was telling Phil. So like, yeah, this computer, this chip, right? It's $299 officially from AMD. However, on Amazon from AMD, it's $380. I don't know. I was like, why would they sell it $80 more than their own price? But whatever. But I'm looking at it. I got it bookmarked because I want to find other parts, right? And then my friend calls me, so I talked to him. And then I was like, hey, here's the chip I'm thinking of. And I pull it up. And the chip went up $20. The chip is $400 now. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, is this like the stock market? Is the chip? And yo, I check that shit every day. I shit you not. Every day it's like 20 up, down, 20 up, down. I was like, yo, the price has been different. A week ago it was $360. I was like, every day I check it, and right now I checked it. Right now, it's actually at retail price, so maybe supply even now. It's $2.99 right now. And I was like, this don't even make no sense. So it's like, this don't even make no sense.
That's crazy, man.
I was like, I didn't realize you could just change your price. It's like buying some stock shit.
That's some Phil. Yo, Phil.
Why you so loud?
Nah, nigga, why you just
Man.
like,
Yeah, man. That's right, man.
Phil, I love you, man. What's going on?
What up, VI? What you doing? What you doing over there with Duke?
Just bothering this fucking
This is
Duke
live,
got that
dog.
bread.
This is
He
live.
rolling out,
I don't know if he's still here tomorrow.
Yo, my nigga.
But it's
why you ain't
live.
float-
I don't
Yo,
do
I thought I was gonna
reruns.
see you in the fucking.
Shit is dead. Yeah, just in response.
You guys, man, Brad.
Yeah.
That nigga. Yo, I'm about to bring you Leon. I got Leon out there.
Yeah, bring
Always
me up.
AMD.
Yo, this nigga talking about war stories, bro.
Yeah, bring him.
I'm going through all the stories and shit.
Yo, that nigga Leon is crazy. He's not the same.
You said,
Yo,
yeah,
I
that's why you need to
remember.
get him.
Yo, I boxed.
Yo, why you ain't yo, Phil, why you? Yo, Phil. Phil,
Yeah.
where the fuck you at, man? Where are you? Like, literally, like, you just disappeared. Where you at, man?
I can't disclose that. Know what I mean? Confidential.
You ain't working for the government? What the fuck?
Yeah. That's why I got this mask on.
Yo,
I can't let people know exactly who I am. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? There's some shit going on.
just
a
don't
war
kill
going
me,
on.
man.
It's a war. Know what I mean? We out here hungry. And Duke is the only one eating. Know what I mean?
Niggas got me sweating. Let me get out of here. Yo, Phil, I love you, yo, Phil. I love you, more. Y'all
Yeah, VI. Take it easy, VI. Yeah, VI. Alright, VI. Yeah, bring Leon too. Nah,
cause nigga Duke gon' come at me later.
All right. He going, all right.
Yo.
VI, you bringing the niggas like that. Then Duke gon' hit him with a brick. They go to Cyprus.
Oh, the old school, the brick lore.
Right.
Yo, remember that time when I beat up Danny's ass?
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that time in front of the Breezeway? He had me, and I did my Super Saiyan shit. I tapped into my powers. Look, Majin Villa, look. Got the tattoo, nigga. Yeah, Phil. Yeah. I done lost my cannon. I'm still good. I'm still a good guy.
Billy. All right, VI.
I love y'all niggas. Be safe.
Damn, Majin VI. That's where we at right now. Like Majin VI. Yo, I remember I boxed Leon in your hallway, like the first floor. And I remember they had boxing gloves and everybody's boxing for some reason. I ain't really realized we was like throwing real punches and shit. So I ended up boxing him, but I ended up bleeding like from my nose and shit. I ended up in VI's house, I think, later. That same thing.
I remember that. I was there. I remember
He was there for that shit. Yeah, that was some crazy shit.
Z-Score victim Majin Meathead.
I believe, yo, we should get Aziz out here one day.
Majin Meathead.
That's a good one. VI crazy.
But
sickos.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
sickos.
Man. But yeah,
yeah. To go get those beers, man. Y'all never drink this beer?
Sapporo?
Yeah, it's Japanese. I never had that one. Yeah, I never seen it in the bottle.
I mean, even this like I think last year.
Always see the silver can.
Yeah, it was in a can. The can flavor is the best one, but like this is last year. I started seeing them shits in the bottle. I was like, damn, they got them in a bottle now. Let me try them shits out.
Yeah, I had Sapporo before. It's good.
It's definitely good.
But yeah, man, that was the AMD struggle, dog. For that.
Yeah, you made me look at my card. I went online right now. My card is still retailing at, I think it's 300 still.
That's how much. That's how much 3060 costs.
Nah, my card. Not my. You talking about your video chip, or you talking about your processor?
So for the AMD thing that I was saying, where it was changing like $20 every couple of hours, that was the processor, the new AMD processors.
Yeah, my processor still retailing. My Intel shit still retailing at 300, 250.
Yeah.
It was fucking three. It was like 380 when I got it in 2013. They
did something interesting though with this lineup of chips for their desktop chips. I'm not sure if the laptops are gonna follow this law, but I found this interesting. Their weakest chip now is 6 cores, and I was like, finally, we're leaving 4 cores behind. Like you can't even get 4 cores. Like you can't. There's no options for that. And I was like, that's dope. Like let's keep moving on. Like we ain't got, cause I'm like, it's funny when I built that computer in 2009, AMD Phenom 2, dog. When I built that shit, I got 4 cores, and 4 cores was rare, and I never imagined that, like, 11 years later, we still be on 4 cores on so many things, you know?
Right.
I'm like, that's wild. That's probably the only reason I've been able to hang around for so long, because we just haven't. Oh, and even though, look, you know what I just read right now? Even though it's $299, that chip, like it's at retail price, says in stock April 2nd. So you still got to wait 2 weeks. You still got to wait. They don't even got that shit.
When I was in college, my professor used to always talk about Intel and AMD, saying that AMD's processors was a lot of, it was more threads. It wasn't like physical cores at that time. So there'll be 8 cores, but it won't be physical. It'll be hyper threaded. So I know what he was saying, but I guess they evolved big time. I guess their cores is actually real cores now. I don't own an AMD. I've never even looked at one.
I've never wanted. Well, I guess I do own Intel, right? Because the Mac, but I've never. Granted, because I was building computers, I never wanted Intel. Because at the time, especially at that time, like when AMD was the baby boy, it was like the price comparison was crazy. It was like, yo, to get that chip in 2009 from Intel, it was close to $1,000, and I was like, nope. I was like, nope. I think that shit was like, I can't remember. It was like $200 to $300 that chip at 2009.
AMD used to always be cheaper back in the days. I'm like, why? I asked my professor that too. I'm like, why are they cheap? He said, because Intel's yada yada yada. They still have real physical cores. There's a lot of threading going on in AMD right now. So you're not getting physical. So it says it has 8 cores or 16 cores. You really only have 8. Everything else is hyper-threaded. Like, all right, I get what you're saying.
So my homie in the chat said, well, the process, because he was talking about the 10-year gap. Well, the processing increased, number of cores stayed the same, but the performance improved. That is true. But that almost just reminds me of like everything, right? When we always talk about infrastructure and how certain things haven't changed over time because no one's pushing them. And this is the first chip. This set of Ryzen 5000s is the first chip that defeated Intel in every category, like even single thread, which was the last thing Intel had like any claim to, right? But I think one of the big complaints about everybody over the last couple of years was like, how come nobody's able to push 5? I'm sure people who are into overclocking have pushed 5, but it's always 3 or 4 point this and that, you know? And I'm like, yo, people were doing that in 2009 who knew what they were doing. I was always afraid of overclocking because I didn't know what I was. I just like building shit and that was it. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, how many people if anybody has made anything that taps into 5, like 5 gigahertz or whatever it is?
No, nobody.
Yeah,
my shit goes to 4.5 right now.
Yeah. So
I never went to 5. I I never saw anything that goes to 5.
It was just kind of interesting, like how we settled into that. And you know, I'm sure there's like this shit is hard and all that. I don't know enough to really talk, but I was just like, I remember just being around it, right? Ever since we were going to the library to use the internet, and there was a certain amount of growth. And I can't remember the name of the Intel, like the first one, like the dual something, the Pentium, some shit like that. You remember the Pentium?
Pentium processor. Wow.
But yeah, like, and they started doing like the duals. But I think then they started advertising numbers, and the numbers like actually changed every couple of years. And then I feel like when we got to 3, I don't know, I feel like it didn't really change as much. And I don't really know if that means nothing. It's kind of similar to the consoles, where once we got to 64-bit, then we got to around 128, then we stopped advertising. And I don't know why that is exactly. Maybe this doesn't mean nothing anymore. Maybe it's irrelevant to the conversation, but... Or just maybe people ain't pushing shit anymore, you know, which I like to love to hate on. But anyway, I just found that very interesting that like AMD doesn't even have a default for 4. I mean, this is the company that offers, you know, if you have the money, a 64 core chip, you know, and probably soon to be they offer a 96 core now. But for servers only, it's a server chip. It's not really a desktop chip.
96 cores.
But it's for servers. It's to compete with Intel's server chips. I forgot what those are called.
96 cores.
Those are the Threadrippers. They cost those chips always. So the 64 core, which is for desktop, that's $4,000. Just the chip, no computer or nothing.
My God.
Just the chip. Just the chip. But yo, if you build like a pretty high-end computer workstation with those, you could probably build 3 of those compared to like the max high-end like 50K version, you know? Like, it's kind of crazy. And it would still be way more powerful because you could do all kinds of cheat code stuff. Like if you want to dual link if you want to get, if you want to get your 3080s or 90s, and I don't know if people still do it, but I hear it's still an option. Like, you know, when you dual link your fucking video cards and do all that ridiculousness. Any of that shit, or I know there's like a Titan link now or some shit.
That's a law.
I've never done it. Yeah. So, but that stuff, yeah, it's just kind of crazy, man. It's like all the options. But yeah, it's almost just remind me like if I go to Newegg every day, just all the components are different. You know, like every day, like what they have, and it's just crazy that you can go to if you click in the video card area in Newegg right now. And they'll show you their feature page, and it's all out of stock. And I'm like, well, why are you even showing it to me?
Everything. Every fucking thing.
Like, you have to design that website better, right? Just show me stuff in stock, and then if I want to find the out of stock, but I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
You can put an alert on it. I got alerts when it's in stock. Alert
comes in.
I have that shit alerted. Like, yo, please alert me because I want to get this shit.
Let me see.
Never got alerted.
All right. Let's go. Next thing. Here. Last computer bitching thing before I go. It's funny that I don't know if my friend's still here, but he always comes in when I'm bitching about computers. Make it seem like that's all I talk about. But yeah. I mean, I probably won't pull the trigger on nothing because there's other things I'm trying to do. But like, I do be debating lately because it's funny. I told you that whole GPU selling story. People buying computers just to sell the parts and keep the GPU. The idea, like, there's this whole notion that depending on what you're trying to build and get, that it's actually cheaper to buy a custom built computer right now than build it. Depending on what you're trying to build, though, of course. But so I don't know. I've been looking at stuff, but the things I would like, relative to them not having 64 cores, you know, are probably in it seemed to be like in the $2,100 range. So I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna spend that money, I'd almost rather build it, you know, because I'll probably build it cheaper, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see. And there's all kinds of things like liquid cooling now. Like me and my friend were talking about liquid cooling, and I'm like, he was like, I don't have it. You have it? He was like, yo, you don't even got to change nothing no more. It just works and it's silent. And I'm like, really? I was like, it's changed. The game has changed so much. You know, it's like,
mad tubes inside.
I remember that shit.
Tubes and shit. I'm like, wow, this nigga's just going crazy with this shit.
Yeah, it's clean now.
Super clean.
Yeah. All right. Here, these next two things. I don't know if they're topics per se, but they're just interesting things I wrote about. from the whole Joseph Campbell book I've been reading, The Power of Myth. So you feel eternity is here and now. It's thinking in time that like kind of fucks all that up, he said, you know? Obviously that's taken out of context, but it was more on the metaphor of religion and all that shit, you know? I thought that was interesting. And then here's the thing I did quote earlier today: to be in a place that had never heard of the fall of the Garden of Eden when he was in the Shinto Japan area, you know? And he was just like, everybody was just thinking differently because they didn't have like the influence of what Western religion, you know, does to the mind, you know? In regards to their relationship to nature and all that, you know? But, yeah, I don't know if those are topics per se, but unless y'all got stuff to say, but I thought that was interesting.
Sound like a Leon conversation right there.
I think next time he might come on one-on-one again. But I think he might come back on a Friday too, like just to do that, do that raw shit. Let's see. There's a site I've heard of it before, but it came up on my radar again because I think as I glanced through different people on Twitch, Ko-Fi, and there was a bunch of people like talking about that instead of Patreon, because I guess it's the exact same thing as Patreon, but it takes 0 fees, and Patreon I guess takes a cut. I found that interesting because I don't know how they make profit, but I was like, well, if that's the case, why isn't people not using Patreon? Why are people using Patreon? Except that maybe it was there first, but once you know that, why not switch to Ko-Fi, right?
I might be lost, but I don't know what none of this
Oh,
is.
you don't know what Patreon is?
All Ko-Fi, none of this.
You want to explain that, Phil? All right.
I've never used it. Patreon is just like it's a site where you can basically just host your content and like they facilitate you being able to have subscribers and stuff like that. It's basically like a YouTube kind of, but I've never been to anybody's Patreon, but it's just a place where you can have your content, your videos, but people often use it. Like say you had a YouTube and you have free content, then people will have their Patreon where you got to subscribe to and you can get all the extra shit and you get all of, you know, everything. You know what I mean? So it's just a place,
it's a
platform
paywall
where people
it's
can
a
charge
paywall,
you.
Yeah, for your community.
People could charge you for your content. That's
and you can give exclusive reasons why they should pay you, you know?
Right.
Stuff like that.
That's dope.
Yeah. But you know, Patreon takes a cut and the other company doesn't. And I was like, well, shit, how come the other company isn't talked about a lot? I don't know. Just found that interesting. Cause right, Duke. What lesson did we learn for you? 100%. We can both get 100%.
My man.
Speaking of my man, yo, I heard this is not the topic, but he said my man. Like I saw Safe House the other day. Y'all seen that shit? Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds. So
that's it.
I saw it because Denzel, I don't know, man, I've been in the mood just see fucking Denzel Washington in movies doing Denzel things, yo, and he does that there too, where he just Denzel, you know, like he kind of remind me of like Christopher Walken. Like you put Walken in movies, but really it's just Christopher Walken, you know, like I know he's acting, but really it's just Christopher Walken, and Denzel kind of remind me of that too, like he just doing Denzel things.
He has the meaning, like he never changes, like
he just Denzel.
It's like the same actor in every fucking same character, like same
he playing Tobin Frost, you know, CIA operative turned traitor because, you know, he found out the truth of the CIA and doesn't want to be around it no more. But really, he really just Denzel doing all this, you know. And it was alright because it's Denzel. It's hard to make bad Denzel movies because he's always like entertaining, you know. He carried it, but they be filming moments for him too, man, just to do some cool Denzel shit, yo. But yeah, nah, it just reminded me of that. I saw the first minute today of the Book of Eli. I ain't see that shit either, but more Denzel shit. Fun. But yeah,
that one's pretty good.
I think I got on that trip because the HBO Max movie that came out, The Little Things. That shit was it was just cool seeing them there too. So yo, I ended up hearing again this week, and I mentioned this before back when we used to hear Joe Budden, but I was hearing the songs I like off the Dirty Money album, the Diddy Dirty Money album. You ever heard of that album, Duke?
Yeah, I heard of that shit. I heard it.
Yo, that album is a great example. And you know, I know he's successful and I get it, but yo, Diddy Diddy is an amateur motherfucker, yo. Yo, this is a great example of the power of money, yo. I was like, I'm hearing like Chris Brown sing his ass off, and then and there's a song called, I think it's called Yesterday, Duke. And that song is dope. It's my favorite song on there. It's Chris Brown singing like 90% of the song, but in the middle of the song or the end, like 75% in, Diddy tries to rap. I think he raps. I don't know what he doing. He doing something though. And I was like, yo, this dude sound like he just started rapping like today. Like the flow. It's just atrocious. Like it just sound like a newborn baby. Like it just sound like a newborn baby. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, but this is allowed because he, you know, it's his album and he funding the whole thing. Yo, there's a track on there with Rick Ross, yo, and bunch of professional rappers on there, and they all killing it. And then this motherfucker opens his mouth, and I'm like, yo, man, like, it just sounded like a little kid, like, trying to keep up with gods, yo, like, and I was like
it's not like he's writing this shit either.
Exactly, and that makes it like, so it's like, it just sounded like a kid in a candy store, like, I want to be an artist today. Let's make an album.
Speaking of the devil,
what's
big? He over here smoking weed.
Is that Brown?
That's P. Diddy used to come on.
Oh shit, that's Diddy? Is he
smoking
upside
weed.
down? Damn, can't tell. That's what. But
you continue.
Yeah. But that shit. And you know what song? And this is sad. I'm not even saying this to insult him, but it is an insult probably. The song that he sounded the most talented on, like the most skilled. There's a song on there, I don't remember what it's called, but they auto-tuned the fuck out of his ass, so it don't even sound like him. And I was like, on the Diddy Dirty Money album, they auto-tuned. Okay. He's singing like the whole song by himself, I think. And he sounded like the best on that song. I was like, yo, that's sad. The most professional he sounded is when they put so much effects on Diddy, I can't even tell it's him. And that's why he sound good, because it don't even sound like him no more. I was like, yo, this guy sound like trash. Like he really do sound like a trash artist. Like I was like, yo, like how do you get progressively worse? Like, cause I'm like, you wasn't this bad in the day. Like I saw the Biggie documentary on Netflix, yo, and it's like I started jamming. They ain't even play this song in there, but I really like, yo, I like All About the Benjamins is hard, yo. That beat is hard, yo. That shit is just, that's a fucking tough beat, yo.
I think was that produced by Stevie J?
I don't know, let's look it up.
Probably.
Stevie J, yo. I didn't know Stevie J did all those fucking hits.
Yeah.
Yo, I was so shocked. Wow.
He wanted a hitman.
Yeah. Right now, it's just a fucking. I don't know what's wrong with that nigga, man.
Produced by Diddy and Derek D. Dot and Angelique.
All right, so that's not Stevie J.
Yeah.
So it's not. Want to know?
But he did a lot of fucking hits for them niggas back.
Yeah,
he did. He was one of the hitmen.
Word, the hitman. You right. Yeah, that boy.
So it says Stevie J is a programmer on it. So
okay.
Oh, he was the program on it.
Yeah.
All right, so he had his hands in it.
Yeah. But
word, the hitman. Wow, you right.
I'm like, he don't sound as amateurish back then, so I don't know. To be fair, like No Way Out is probably the last time he takes music seriously, in my opinion. Then he moves on to other business ventures, and maybe he just wants to have fun again in 2010.
Talking about Diddy?
Yeah, like because I feel like after No Way Out, right, he moves into other ventures, right? You know, start dropping the vodkas and the other businesses, and you know, music probably an afterthought. Music probably just fun at this point. So I imagine in 2010 he probably wanted to get his nut off and do some music again, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't practice that shit, you know, it shows, and it definitely shows on that album.
Facts.
It's like I gotta tolerate Diddy if I want to hear this shit. It's like, yo, this is what you know what make this a dope song? Yo, let's scratch your part off. But how you gonna tell the EP that? You know how you gonna tell? Not only the EP, but the artist on the album. You know what I mean? That shit's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. All right. Here's some other shit we might not talk about, but I thought it was interesting. You know, you said it was some Leon shit. I talked with Philip earlier. I was hearing this podcast, and it was given what most self-help loves to talk about. They kind of was talking about the antithesis, and that a lot of people always talk about the journey and the destination, and they were like, nah, it's about the destination. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? like you know, in the normal journey versus destination talk, they were just kind of re-emphasizing, like, it's definitely about the destination. And I was like, man, I rarely hear that shit talked about these, because I'm used to hearing it's more about the journey and letting go and all that stuff, you know? So it's just kind of interesting. So, because they almost made the idea of the destination sound, I mean, of the journey, always being on the journey, like this endless, almost like this endless thing where you get to nowhere versus, like, wouldn't the ideal state be that you get to the place of no problems so that you don't have to be on this journey anymore, you know? So I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting take.
What's the point of a journey with no destination?
No, you're right. You're right. And we talked about this earlier, but you're right. It's just, but I feel like a lot of new age talks is definitely about, like, emphasizing the journey, you know? More so than the definition. Yeah. I'm gonna Google this next one real quick just to confirm, but I wrote this. A lot of these topics now we getting older since we didn't do last, so some of these are from the week before. But yeah, Jay-Z, I believe he sold Tidal, right? He sold his half of Tidal.
Sold it to Square, Cash App.
Yeah.
Cash App became a bank the same day.
Really?
Yeah, he sold half of his liquor thing to Moet. The company that owns Moet. I think it's called Moet Hennessy and some other type shit like that.
Ace of Spades or some shit, or Deuce.
Yeah, no, but he sold them to Moet Hennessy. Hennessy is made by Moet. The actual, like, ticker, the name of it is like Moet Hennessy. Or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. LVMH or something. I think it's like a few different, like, luxury brands rolled into one. But,
That's a fact.
But he sold half of his shit to them, I guess. And I guess it was over $500 million or something like that. But I didn't.
$500 million?
I just saw headlines, so I have no idea.
You just said $500 million?
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of selling, did you heard about Timberland and Swiss Beach selling?
Yeah, we talked about that before.
About that earlier.
I wasn't into that.
I didn't. So here, we never got to mentioning that, but that article also said whatever the app was, is it Triller, right? Triller,
yeah.
It said UMG pulled out all their music from Triller too, because they said they had trouble paying their artists. Quote, you know, like
I got music on Triller.
Yeah, we do. We got music on Triller. So I forgot it exists. I forgot I got music on there, but I don't even know what it is. But we got music on there.
You just make videos. You just make a quick video.
TikTok part 2.
It gives you 3 scenes or 3 or 4 scenes.
Yeah.
And you could just make a quick video scene and do whatever you want to do. And it gives you scenes, like, literally. You want a quick video, like a fake produced video on your phone, you just boom.
Okay. I probably should have mentioned this before when we were talking about Bad Boy and Biggie, but like I said, I saw that the documentary. I got a story to tell. I think y'all would like it. Obviously, Biggie and Tupac been talked about to death, but this one was interesting because they honestly kind of ignore most of post Ready to Die, post Life After Death, you know? That's only like the last 5 minutes. Like, yeah, he died, albums dropped, whatever. It's mainly the whole street life before, you know? It's mainly that, like some street friends Mr. C's in it for a little bit. You know, like it's mainly the whole come up on the street. Like a lot of stuff before Bad Boy has money to pay him. Because even when he got a record out, he's still selling on the street because they don't got money to pay him, you know? So I thought that was interesting. That's not really the part we talk about a lot with Biggie, you know?
DB told me that shit was like real live footage.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if his name D-Dot or some shit. I forgot his name now already. But yeah, the dude who was always with him just kept shooting a lot of footage back in the day. Like, so it's a lot of real footage. Yeah, it's dope. You should check it out. But there was one part in there where they talk about there's this dude. It's only a second. This is one of the life after death segments. And the lady interviewing him calls him Biggie Smalls, and she's like, "Yo, man." He's like, "Yo, don't call me Biggie Smalls. Notorious B.I.G. There's this dude called Tim Bigelow. He a L.A. rapper, and he tried to sue me for calling myself Biggie Smalls." And I was like, "Yo, is that the lore? Is that the lore all this time?" like
Bigelow?
Tim Bigelow, dog. I looked his ass up. He got like 4 songs out or some shit. I don't know.
Bigelow.
Tim Bigelow, dog. But his rap name was Biggie Smalls, and I guess he tried to sue him over that shit, so he became Notorious B.I.G. Unofficially Biggie Smalls, right? Because I feel like I kind of prefer to call him that, you know, Biggie, you know. But yeah, I've never heard like, yo, Tim Bigelow out in L.A. I never heard that shit.
Yeah, no, I never heard of that either.
I was like, the lore is finally explained, yo. This is why he got 500 names, you know? So, there we go.
And
what's up?
I finally started watching the Beat Camp. Or Beat Club, I'm sorry.
Oh, Timberland on Twitch?
That nigga is vicious, man.
Yes!
That's a vicious nigga, man.
Just like I trained him.
That nigga is vicious. It be some dope beats.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Yo.
Eugene. I'm like, yo, this nigga is really goddamn.
Yo, man. Yo, the intro will drop for like a second. Next. I'm like, yo, man, you didn't even let this shit drop. I was like, yo. How you know that shit don't work?
He be really looking for like hits though. If it ain't a hit in his
that
ear,
shit can't bring back 6 G's minimum. like minimum. Like some crazy shit.
Beat, still skipping it. I watched this shit from like I think Monday or Tuesday. I'm like, wow. It was some dope beats on that shit too. I actually like some of them shits.
Yo,
he caught a good vibe on one that I actually like. I'm like, oh, he didn't skip that one? Because I actually like that shit. I was bumping to it like, oh,
yo, sometime he like, yo, this sample hot, and then they drums drop, and he like, what the fuck? And he like, yo, loop that shit, and he put his own drums on that shit.
Drums on it. He'd be like, oh. All right, take the words out.
yeah, you fucking up the beat. And then he'll give like a baby speech like, yo, man, so you know, like some producers, and like some producers, maybe y'all only good at doing drums. Maybe y'all only good at doing melodies. Facts. And you need to find other people who good at doing drums.
You can't do that. And he said, put him on the bench. Put him on the bench. Oh, then he got the throw him overboard. He got little Boozy come out. Come on, man. What you doing? He got all those cutscenes.
Planking them beats. Yeah, man. Planking them beats, yo.
That was smart. That was a smart move he's doing right there. All he needs to do is have that window, because I'll be watching a lot of stock niggas. They have a window on the side on YouTube where you can pay niggas, where you can pay them.
So since he's on Twitch, he can get subscriptions. Oftentimes, I think the way his channel operates, you can't even talk in his chat unless you paying. You need to pay to talk in.
Oh. You already got it done. See?
And then that's just how Twitch works. And then I assume most people do this, but some people like that, they don't set it up. But he should have a donate button, which is just to give me money button. So I assume he got that too. You know?
YouTube has that. Them YouTube lives niggas I'll be watching on stocks and all that.
Yeah.
They have a donate button where you can just keep on. The limit is 200, but you can keep on adding that and then adding.
There's a dude on Twitch. He's called the Stock Guy. I don't know how good he is for stocks, but yeah. He just do the stock market the whole time. He kind of just streamed that whole 9 to 5, and that's it.
Yeah. I be searching for. I mean, I don't be searching, but I be looking at a lot of people on YouTube that's live doing it.
Yeah.
Like to gain a lot of knowledge and shit. But yeah, continue.
What was next? What I got on this shit? Yo, this ain't lazy or nothing, but I mean, a part of me was like, man, like, I don't know if this is quote unquote innovative or we just be fucking around. There's an Apple Plus TV show coming out soon. It's called Calls. Y'all heard of this shit?
No.
I saw this trailer. I just kept waiting for the trailer to start, and the trailer was over. And it's just phone calls. There's a bunch of famous people, maybe like 25, 30, like most of them A-list, some B-list, but it's all famous motherfuckers. But it's just call, yo, help me, somebody's here. Like the whole thing is a call. And I was like, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like podcast. Not like what we're doing, but there's a whole, when podcasts were really blowing up, there's a whole area of people who kind of did stories with their podcast. And that's what this sound like, but y'all gonna put it on TV and stuff that shit. I was like, yo, wait a minute. Is that what it take to do movies now? Like, I don't even gotta shoot the video. I could just, the whole thing is, you hear a phone call and then they put subtitles there. And I was like, if that counts, I'm like, yo, we about to start doing movies tomorrow, Phil. I was like, yo, see, he know, dude, like, we could just kill this podcast and do a movie every week if that counts. I was like, start selling that shit to like pitch it to Netflix, like, yo. I was like, phone calls count, like shit, yo, like that sound like some shit that would go on YouTube, like. Y'all about to pay me, y'all about to charge me the monthly fee that streaming services do. Y'all gonna give me some phone calls. Like, but it's famous people on there. I got you. I was like bet. I was like, and it's stories too. It's all acted. So it's like, but I was just like, man, no video, huh? No video. You don't even want to like maybe show the phone call. That way we're seeing the action. Nope. Just hear the phone call. I was like,
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's both a combination of innovation, but then every now and then I'll be thinking like, yo, is that also like just some lazy fuckboy shit? And it also goes the truth to power that it always seems time and time again, anything horror related can always be reduced to the price of like zero. You know, it just seemed like of all the genres, that's the cheapest genre. Like if you really want to, you can make a high quality version for like $5. You know, I'm exaggerating there, but you know, like it just seems like they're the cheapest high quality product to make is horror, you know? Because a lot of them, those phone calls, they ain't seem like friendly phone calls. They seem like bad shit happening to people, but you just listening to them, you know?
Okay.
So
since we on media or whatever, movies and shit. Have y'all watched WandaVision 1? And the last episode 1, and have y'all saw Superman?
Oh, you saw Superman?
Yeah.
I watched Superman. That shit is.
I told him about Superman. He laughed.
That shit is just like.
It's mind numbing, right? Can you believe that shit exists, right? That's amazing that exists, right?
Yo, and I heard they about to stop production on it because of COVID or some shit like that.
I need to like see. So it's like CW just can't make a real. So like the trailer looked fantastic for that Superman show, but that being said, you watch it and it's a CW show just with a higher budget, you know?
Yeah, the budget is definitely high. You can see it. You can see it. Yeah, that it's real. Like it could be a movie. Budget. Yeah, but them little kids.
Them kids.
Yo, I want to kill them little niggas. Like, how you? Come on, man.
Yo,
how you let these niggas talk to you like that?
Can you imagine? Not to CW, because CW always does this. But can you imagine pitching to a movie studio like, yo, so I got this story, right? It's a Superman story. Like, oh, Superman? That's an IP, baby. Let me go. What you got? Yo, so Superman, you know, he's in his later years. He done it. He married a Lois, everything. Got 2 kids. He gonna move back to Smallville. You know, like, you know, why he moving back to Smallville? Well, you know, the man, aka Morgan Edge, right? The man, he buying up all the farms. Okay. I was like, and Superman is not the greatest dad because he never there. Why? Because he's saving people. Like, so now he got family issues at home and shit. I was like, yo, this is not the Superman I'm trying to see.
I guess this Lex Luthor is from another planet.
I googled that, and like, who knows how they're gonna tell it, but I guess that's Captain Luthor in the comics, and in the comics he's from an alternate universe where a lot of the heroes like Superman are bad. So
yeah, he was bad.
So that's why he's angry at Superman, because in his world Superman's the devil.
I'm not gonna let you do what you did to my planet.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because I don't know if you guys watched it, but
what?
Supergirl and Flash and all that shit.
The very beginning, but as it got cheesier and cheesier, yeah, Phil ain't got time for that shit. Yo, like Flash season 1 is hard, bro. Flash season 1, Flash, that shit was hard, and then it got progressively worse. Yo, Flash season 1, yo, it's amazing. Yo, I'm gonna tell you this, Phil. This is amazing. I don't think I don't think they did this for all. Like, I don't know what season Flash is on right now, and eventually around season 4 or 5, I think they might even be on 7. But around season 4 or 5, I feel like they gave up this trope. But the end, the whole thing of Flash was like the series is kind of around like the normal Flash story where his mom dies, right? But in that story where his mom dies, right? I think baby Flash, right? He's there, and adult Flash comes into the room because Reverse Flash, right? The evil one is trying to kill his mom, and he saves baby Flash. Like, so Flash saves himself as a child, and then every season, that Flash that you watching, he ends up in that room, and I'm like, by season 4 or 5, I'm like, yo, there's 6 Flashes in this room. I'm like, yo, like, how many Flashes we gonna add to this story?
It was mad at them niggas in there.
I was like, yo, when this story started, there was Flash, baby Flash, Reverse Flash. Yo, this story ending, yo, there's Flash, there's baby Flash, Reverse Flash, then there's Flash from season 2 trying to stop this, then there's Flash from season 3 that does stop it, then there's Flash from season 4 in the room watching all these motherfuckers.
It was more Reverse Flashes too.
I didn't even get to that part.
There was a couple of them niggas there too.
I was like, yo, how many times we gonna visit? Imagine just revisiting the same event again and again, and it's like 5 of each party there. It's like
different point of views. Different point of views of Flashes every time he's in
I was like, chill, yo, we gotta stop. There's gotta be another story to tell.
One is watching the other, one is chasing the Reverse Flash. Why the Reverse Flash is killing his moms? There's another nigga that was crazy. I'm like, what?
Yo, there gotta be another story to tell, like, right? We can't just keep killing this guy's mom every year, dog. Like, how much trauma this guy gonna take? Yo?
Then they brung in Zoom, and then after Zoom, then was the
you know what?
The nigga that control the planet, and he was trying to make everybody.
I can't remember why, but the ending of season 2. Oh, Zoom. The ending of season 2 is what fucked it up for me. I like the alternate universe. But one, they end season 2 with Flashpoint, and I was like, which threw that fucked it up. Like, because Flashpoint also leads to an alternate universe, but they did Flashpoint in one episode, and I was like, that's like the biggest waste of a storyline. That's like taking like Infinity War and just doing it in like 25 minutes. You know what I mean? I was like, wait, what? Like, that's it? That's all we giving Flashpoint? Like, that shit was crazy. Zoom, when they made Zoom, if I remember correct, when they made Zoom that dude, I guess 1960s Flash, like that whole thing fucked it up. Like, once Zoom took off the mask, that whole thing like, even though all this is fake, like, I had a tough time like buying the logic of a dude going back in time and to keep killing himself as like a special. I don't even remember what he does, but you know, like, he kind of kills himself, but he's still alive. And I was like, and when I talk to other people, like, this is me taking it too seriously, but I guess my problem is that I'm looking at time as a linear thing. But I feel like the show kind of looks at time linear too. Otherwise, we would stop saving this mom every damn year, you know, like because time's not linear. We don't need to be saving her every Tuesday. You know what I mean? Yeah, they fucked it up. Because to me, had Zoom kept, it's like Star Wars. It's like Star Wars 7, 8, 9. If that guy keeps on the mask, he's actually not that bad, even if he is a Darth Vader ripoff, right? Zoom looked dope because he looked like fucking Devil Flash. He got like a monster thing, but then he took off the mask, and you telling me it's just what?
I thought his voice was like I thought he was going to look as evil as the man that's under that mask.
Yo, to me, the way they sold it, like, yo, this man wanted so much of the Speed Force. It looked like the Speed Force don't fuck him up. Like, it looked like that's not even a costume. Like, he's worn that shit so much. It's part of him. It's part of him.
I thought that was him.
And now he just some white dude who just likes to wear like a Halloween costume. I was like, what?
That was crazy.
I was like, you wild.
His voice changes too, like
that shit was whack.
English voice, like,
and it just got worse and worse after that for me. But season
you saw the God of Speed?
I hated that shit too. It's just emo Flash. Like,
it was just him from the future.
Yo, they need see. So that's some other shit where it's like where the comics is not enough. First off, I had a problem with Professor Zoom because I don't know Flash like that, but I was like, yo, ain't Zoom just Reverse Flash? How you doing Zoom? That don't even make sense. I was like, that
was true. Yeah.
That don't even make sense. And then I was like, when you do the God of Speed, what's that guy called? What's he called in the armor? I don't even remember his name, but I was like, yo, that guy's a character too. But then you kind of like destroy that character by just making him Flash. You just made him Flash.
Made him the Flash just from the future that he got the speed and he's trying to get. He's losing his speed, so he has to. You know how to do it, but he don't know how to do it yet. So he's just trying.
That's a show. We make fun of it all the time with Marvel, but it also fell into the trope of having the mirror villain, where he's always fighting evil Flash. You know, stop. You know, stop. Like I said, it started off good for me, and then it just got worse. The same thing for Supergirl. Like Supergirl season 1 and 2, they were doing. They were doing all the Superman stories, but with Supergirl, because that's who they had the rights to. But after a while, just, again, like, they become like CW shows, and they get confident, you know? Anyway, like, episode 1 is all I'm going to watch of Superman. I was just curious, and I don't want to see no more. I don't want to see his kids and what high school problems they're going to get into. That's just whack.
They're getting into problems right now. He's like a girl.
Yeah. Yo, girls is tough. And like, I'm emo. I'm on pills and shit because I'm depressed and shit. I'm like, what?
I'm not on pills no more. Then my dad is taking me to the ice world where he, the Iceland where he, gets all the information from me, put the thing in, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that shit, man.
His father, the hologram of his father comes up like, you're Superman. That boy doesn't have powers. I don't know why
you see what they doing on Disney Plus? I ain't got time for that CW shit.
I don't know why you bring that boy over here. He doesn't have powers. All of a sudden, the little nigga got powers. Like,
I'm done. I ain't got time for that shit.
Only time he can see his powers is when he gets mad. So somebody's pressing him, like, because in the episode, like, I guess the bitch that he's trying to get, the man is after he zapped him niggas with the eyes. I know you saw that shit. He blew up shit where they was jumping him and his brother.
Yeah.
After he did that, boom. I guess he figured out he has a power. Yada yada. So the nigga goes to school. I guess it's episode 3. He's in school, and he's talking to the bitch again. And I guess the nigga see him from far away, like, yo, fuck you keep on talking to my fucking bitch for, nigga? Come on, nigga, this is gotta get out of hand. So he's pressing him. Got the nigga hand up on the lockers and shit. And motherfucking nigga eyes start turning red. He said nigga balling his fist like.
Oh, is this like episode 2 or some shit?
I think it's episode 3.
Oh, I ain't see it. I stopped at episode 1. I'm good. I'm never going back.
Getting mad, and his pops, the Superman is just hearing this shit, and he's like.
So let me ask you. You liking this shit? You liking this show or what?
It's starting to progress, so I kind of like it. But everybody, it's like he's fighting himself again. Now everybody has Superman powers or something now. Like, what's going on?
The mirror villains, yo.
I remember back in the days. Remember, it was to be a brolic nigga. I guess he's from Krypton or whatever the shit they from over there.
Doomsday and shit.
The lady and the nigga.
You
Remember
talking
them two
about
niggas?
Zod and them?
Zod and the lady, the girl from back in the days.
Yeah,
It was two of them.
Yeah.
Now it was just like everybody.
Yeah, we can all get it. You whose show would you say it is? Is it still Superman show or is it the kids show?
I say it's both because they
I
balancing
can't.
them out.
I'm
right
done.
now.
I ain't got time for that shit. They did the same thing with Black Lightning, yo. Like, I think me and David
I
were
watched that shit
excited
too.
that a black person was gonna have a show, but I seen this shit and I'm like, you guys tricking me. You trying to give this show to the children, to the girls, and it just seemed really like whack. Like it just seemed like it was the same CW show disguised, but they put black people in there, and I'm like, look, I don't want to see no more CW shit. You know, like I tried, but I only made it to episode 6 and I stopped. I just couldn't do it.
Nah, I still watch them niggas too. That shit was fire. I like that shit.
Yo, the pilot of Black Lightning is like no other show on CW, and it's not like any other show of Black Lightning. The pilot of CW, I always to remind David this all the time. I'm like, yo, the pilot was crazy. This motherfucker killed like 3 people, like killed people, like no superhero on CW does, and he used one of them as a body shield. Like he kept holding the guy after he's dead.
That's the only reason that I was compelled. I was like, yo, this is the first superhero that was killing niggas though.
And I never seen anybody use somebody as a meat shield like on CW, and I was like, he never did that shit again. He never killed nobody again. He never did that meat shield thing again.
He killed.
All right, well, I not in those 6 episodes. I never kept going. I stopped.
Yeah,
but
he killed some more.
I was like, yo, this guy's wild. I was like, this guy's wild.
Daughter started killing. The other daughter started killing.
Oh, she was a family of killers.
Yeah, it was killing. They still killing right now.
Yeah, so the bad guys on that show, Phil, at least when I watched it, is gangsters. You know, it's the street gangsters. So I guess that's how it goes in that world.
I like vaguely remember it. Yeah.
But the main character is Tobias Wells. He's a rapper from back in the days, light skinned albino nigga.
Yeah, is he? I didn't know. What's his rap name?
Yeah, he's a rapper from back in the days.
What's his rap name?
I don't know his rap name.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I saw it on I'm gonna go with Tobias Wells. Tobias Wells.
That's crazy. Let's see.
Yeah, so he was a rapper.
All right. Let me rap some other shit. Let's see. Yo, since we talking about shows and shit, I wrote down this thing. So I've been watching a lot of anime recently, and I seen 2 shows that they did some interesting shit that I thought was a great use of the end credits. Because, you know, like, Marvel made people watching the end credits useful so we could watch the post scene. But most of the time, end credits are useless for us, right? I think in Japan, end credits are usually a song from an artist so that we can try to make a sponsored dollar, right? But they did some shit in these 2 shows, right? Where they actually told story in the end credits. And I thought that was like genius. Like there's this one show, the girl shows up and she's doing whatever she does in the show. I don't even want to waste time on that. But when the credits start, like all the images you see, it's kind of like her origin story, and now you know why she acts how she acts. And I was like, yo, that's genius. Because one, I don't gotta waste a whole show on the origin story, because normally origin stories suck, you know? And you kind of got the knowledge there, and you got the knowledge there in what's usually useless time, right? The credits, right? Usually we hit skip or we don't watch them shits or whatever, you know? I just thought that was like a great use of credits. Like, story that might be boring, you can kind of convey it real quick with just all the images you need. You know, hey, look, Batman's parents died. Boom, dead. See, you get it? Cool. You know, like, and just as the credits are going, just kind of show the important images. And I was like, oh, okay, now you can understand why this person is like that. And I was like, yo, that's some genius shit. Keep the story moving in the end credits. Don't waste any time. I was like, that was pretty dope. Like, I saw 2 animes do that recently. Like, I just thought that was dope. That being said, though, I also saw the lazy anime credits. Is where they keep showing you the anime and they just show the credits while the anime keeps going. That's super lazy. That's just that's just like, man, we made a long show. Like, fuck it, just start rolling the credits. I seen that shit happen once, 15 minutes into one of these shows, and I was like, yo, how long is this episode? Like, the show just started and you started showing the credits already.
Yeah.
I was like, but I don't know. I just thought that was cool. Like, kind of use the ending credits to advance boring parts of the story. I was bitching before about AMD chips. I think a week ago, Biden made an executive order to review the semiconductor supply chain. I found that hilarious. Like, it's become a government issue now. People can't get chips, you know?
I got one more.
What's up?
NFTs.
Okay, yeah, we've been talking about it. I don't know if my friend's still in the chat, but me and him been talking about it a lot. He's really into it. And then
the first time I heard it was with y'all.
Yeah.
I might have heard it before, but it never really clicked until y'all mentioned it and I went back. Damn, this shit is really buzzing.
Oh, it is. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. There's a site.
Somebody just sold a picture for $69 million.
Painting. Yeah.
Who?
I saw that in the finance news. It was like a big deal for the art world.
And it NFT.
A digital piece of art that sold for that much. Yeah.
$69 million.
Yeah, I still don't know much about it, but I do see people. I see people at work talking about it. I ain't been reading what they've been talking about, but I see it popping up more and more in the.
Oh, it's people again? It's people.
Yo,
it's always people.
What does it say right there, son?
I can't see.
It says NFT. That's what he's trying to show you.
Yeah, no. I have NFT assets from this game. I was telling him that I played this little. I've been playing this crypto game for a little while. Because it's kind of profitable, but it's based on Ethereum. So when I started playing, Ethereum wasn't mad expensive. So basically, when you buy stuff in one way or another, it could convert to Ethereum. So you could buy items for cheap when Ethereum wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
But now, because Ethereum's so expensive, everything just is cost more. But everything in the game, like the specific items and heroes, the characters, they're NFT assets like themselves, and they're limited. So, like, say there's an axe in the game. What they do in the game is there's items that are real, and then there's replicas of items. So, like, say you fight some monsters, you're more likely to get a replica item. You could put it on, it lasts temporary, then it breaks. But there's real items. There's like a real version of the sword. If you get that shit, it's an NFT asset, and there might be only 200 swords you could get, and you just got to, hope you basically get it in a drop. You know what I'm saying? But the drops, because they're rare, that's what the assets are. So I don't know how it works in general, just NFTs, period. But for the sake of the game, I can see why the NFT thing kind of makes sense for the way I understand it. It's like unique. It's only this many of these items. And it has value in the game, right? Because you don't want the replica shits. Them shits break, and you can't level them up. They trash, right? You want one of the real things, but they limited though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but that's my only. And I had this shit before people were talking what NFTs was. Before it was all buzzing. I didn't really know what it meant, but yeah, all my characters are. I was telling him. All my characters, it says they NFT assets. I can move them to a different wallet, but I just leave them in the game.
Yeah.
I could sell them. Niggas' characters is like $1,000 to buy some of the characters, and some of the shit is so expensive. Like, if you wanted it, no matter where you got it, yeah, like it's crazy. Nah. Some of the characters I got is like, I could sell them for like $100, but I only have 6 real characters.
Yeah.
Because they like the NFT assets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I gotta get another characters is mad hard at this point.
Sheesh. I was showing you KuCoin. KuCoin has NFT. They have an NFT.
I seen it. I seen it. I know. I seen it there.
I didn't know that. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
and I got it. I jumped into some coin called Chills. Yeah, busting. So if you have some time,
okay. I gotta do some things when we disconnect. I gotta tell you, I gotta. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Okay. Yo, that futures. That shit is money though.
I've been raping the game.
That futures is money. I'm about to. Yeah, I got some. Yeah, that future shit is good money.
Yeah, let me know.
Wow, that's a cheat code.
It's
not a cheat. It's not a cheat code, but
it's not.
It's kind of cheat code-ish though. Like
it's you don't have to own anything.
The way it's set up. It's a little cheat code-ish. It's
up, down. You don't have to own
anything. It's kind of crazy.
And you controlling. It tells you the amount that you controlling. That's fire.
I had it 5 times during. I just cashed out of it because my little one. Because you could just hop back in and out. You know what I mean? So I just hopped out of it because it was going back up. But I was just like, yeah, this is some DukeMoney game.
All I'm doing is 20 times, 16 times, 20 times, 16 times, 10 times. It's beautiful.
Oh, I don't even have that much. Maybe it's for the one that I'm using. I can only go up to 5.
You gotta put your ID.
All right.
I put my ID in.
Yeah. Matter of fact, right. We spoke about that. Yeah.
You can go up to 20. And if you want more, you gotta do more.
You gotta do some extra shit to get the 100. Yeah.
20 is good for me. 20 is good for me.
Oh, so you've been raping. Yo, you've been DukeMoney in the game. He said 20.
Yo,
I was $5.
$20
nice.
$20 could get you $100 if you play it
seconds. Right. He just over here.
In 5-10 minutes, you would get 100. Like
this. You see what you're doing? Yo, son. Yo, see. We gotta. What's the next topic? What's the next topic?
I'm gonna have to.
Now, your daddy showed you. Your daddy put you on. But it is ill though. I ain't gonna lie. That shit. I gotta get into that. Yeah, now that's some DukeMoney code.
Up, down.
I made some little bucks off of that. Like, yo, this is I don't know what
incredible
kind of shit this is.
You could get it up or you could get it down, whatever you want to go.
And the way this should be moving, yeah. But
20 times. It's incredible.
That's crazy. GameStop started going back up again. I saw. I haven't been paying attention to none of that shit, but yeah.
I had to get 2 shares of it. I got 2 shares of it.
I've been working on other stuff, so I haven't really been watching no news or not too much of anything in that realm. But I'm about to shift guns.
I hear you. I'm here. If you want to, if we can converse, we can get some ideas.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be hitting you up in the morning. Once some things is restructured, I'll be hitting you up.
The market is corrected. It is back. I'm telling you. This week, your daddy's. I mean, bands.
20 times.
I'm talking bands this week with an S at the end. Thank you. With an S. Oh, I'm just letting you know. Your daddy is back. February was bad. February was a bad month.
Man, soon I'm gonna be on a yacht eating gourmet rectangle marinaras, boy.
Yes.
Woo!
My yacht's gonna be right next to yours.
Joints.
Gonna be right next to yours. My yacht's gonna be right next to you.
You need that. You need them gourmet rectangle marinaras, though.
You can. On the boat without the rectangle marinaras. Why would you do that? We need those. And we need the nigga. We need the nigga to deliver.
Yeah.
You need to deliver it. Word. Tell us how he did it. He need to explain, like, yo, listen, man.
Just hire him, yeah.
Yo, listen, man. We just had to freestyle.
We want to know. We want to know.
Freestyle. So what you put on there today, yo? You know what I mean? Just said right here. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said the rectangle marinara. But we gonna, we're gonna definitely
Yeah.
I keep my eye on stuff. I've been seeing, but I've been too busy. But I see the things going on. Yeah,
we could converse. I don't want to continue on this, but hey, go.
See that?
we could talk off.
Yeah, nah, they go on too long and too.
Yeah.
Too crazy.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about this shit when I'm ready. But yeah, I said Joe Biden had an executive order on the things, whatever, the semiconductors. I heard this quote from Lex Friedman. The knowledge is another probably Leon type thing, but the knowledge we've been building on the internet doesn't necessarily last forever, you know? He was saying that in regards to stuff like databases like the Joe Rogan podcast and them disappearing off of Spotify and just other things like now that, you know, the internet keeps changing and stuff and right, the new internet appears to be like the money game, right? Like the NFT and stuff. That's the stuff that the government is struggling to stay over, right? All the cool people, now I don't mean people making money. I just people just doing next level shit, probably onto the next wave because the real internet is starting to be regulated and boring, right? The same way the internet was cool in 2000, right? And all that, you know?
Yes.
So yeah. I seen some shit the other day on Twitch, and we almost done, and then I'll do comic shit and we'll wrap it up. I seen some shit the other day that I found interesting, like, and it made me think. If you go on Twitch and you just check the just chatting section, there's always random people streaming illegal shit, like movies and TV and stuff, and they're almost always from Russia. And I clicked on one, and it told me, Twitch told me this shit is banned in my country, and I was like, wait. You telling me this illegally streamed movie is legal, just not in America? I was like, that ain't even make sense to me. I was like, wait, so this guy is clearly just streaming somebody else's IP and you just don't want to stream it in America because you're not even trying to deal with this issue no more. Like, for some reason, Russia's a renegade country. They seem to do whatever they want, similar to China. And when you hear those bootlegging stories, and I guess, I don't know. But it just made me wonder, like why do so many Russians get away with streaming anime and stuff that clearly doesn't belong to them on Twitch? And I don't know, it just always seems like it's there. It's never banned. Like, if we were to do it, you know? If I started streaming, like, yo, Disney Plus WandaVision right now, yo, my shit be gone, like, within a few hours, yo, like, depending on how hot it got, you know? But if they did it, I don't know. And yeah, that was it for most of the normal topics. I just go through the comic book shit and then we'll bounce. I seen some shit on that comic book list that I always pull from, but Zack Snyder, I guess, admitted that he's he admitted that the Joss Whedon Justice League is the one that's canon. And that even though everybody's looking forward to this movie next week, his movie's not canon, you know?
Wow, shocker.
Yeah, like... Because everybody's hyped over this one, and right now it's really fun to hate on Joss Whedon.
Still look hot.
Yeah.
Still look, his shit look ill. I don't care if that shit not canon.
Yo, David, and then I told you that shit that David sent me. I told him stop sending me spoilers, but I told you that shit where now, like, Batman slept with Lois and they had a kid.
I was like, yo, this shit ain't canon. What? This shit ain't even the characters.
Yeah, in the movie that come out next week, like... Batman had sex with Lois and they have a kid together, and that's why Superman comes back mad.
What the fuck is Bruce doing? Lois.
Hold on.
Lois.
You fuck Lois and had a kid?
Zack Snyder's
After
the one, dude.
They did him dirty. Zack did Superman dirty. You know, but I kind of rolling with the fuck Superman. Batman don't want to deserve a woman like Lois. If anybody deserve a woman like Lois, it is Batman. Been alone this whole time. Weak ass nigga. Superman. Fuck out of here. That nigga dead.
Yo.
Is that the pickup line? Is that the pickup line?
Get with a real man. I ain't got no superpowers, baby. And I'm still in the Justice League. Come on. Come on.
But now you know why he was so mad. Now you know why he was so mad.
Yeah, he was catching. Now that this all come full circle, this is a good universe. This is a good story plot. That's why he was getting them vibes. And look, they already portrayed Superman as He already portrayed him like kind of overprotected. He can smash that dude into Africa.
Oh
remember?
yeah.
So you already know Superman. They set the tone like he ain't really fucking around with his woman like that. Know what I mean? And he already kind of got ill vibes towards Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, this don't sound canon though. But yeah,
Fuck didn't had a kid though. That's beast.
Zack Snyder,
they
he
did
the
him
one.
grimy. They did him grimy.
Oh, this is a movie coming out. This is a movie.
So
I couldn't even believe that. I'm like,
you know
what?
the Justice League movie? You know who Zack Snyder is, Duke, or nah? He a film director, right? But in terms of what we're talking about, he made 300. He made
300 is like
I heard of his name, but I just can't put the picture to.
He made 300.
He made 300. That's like probably like some old school good reference.
He made the Watchmen movie. But for the purposes of this, he made Man of Steel and he made Batman versus Superman. And then he was making Justice League, but his daughter, I believe, committed suicide, so he stepped away. And then Joss Whedon came, and a lot of people think he fucked up the movie. All right. So now next week they're releasing the movie as it was intended by him, and it's 4 hours, and it's 4 hours. So it's the same Justice League movie again, but it's crazy. And that's one of the crazier things is that Batman had a thing with Lois Lane.
I even said that. It's the same Justice movie, man. No, it's that alone. It just makes it way different. Like even if that was just a scene, like yo, wait, what? Damn, they did Superman greasy. Wow. Yeah, that is dirty.
Superman is dead though.
I don't even understand why Batman would
you
do
saw
that.
Batman versus Superman, right?
Yeah.
So did you see Justice League?
Think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you remember they bring like Superman back in some crazy like Exorcist style shit or some shit where they. It's a bad movie, so like I don't blame you for forgetting, but.
Didn't he die? I think he
Superman died in Batman versus Superman, like Doomsday. Yeah,
that's when he was. They put him in it. They buried him.
Yeah,
shit started.
They bring him back. They bring him back,
and then Justice League happens, and Batman goes around the world trying to get Flash, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman to team up, and then they resurrect Superman. So that movie,
I got some shit for you.
So the movie that's coming out next week is that movie again, but the real version as it was intended, because he had to step away.
He left. He had to originally leave.
Yeah.
So they released a movie with some other dude, finished it, but this is like the actual. Yo, but peep game. Peep this. Peep this.
Yeah.
When they bring Superman back, who was the one that had got Lois?
Oh, yeah, Batman. He brought her.
You think that's when he was like see, look, all the little Superman peep. That's probably where.
Well, you know what the poster said? The poster said something about them grieving and stuff like that. You know, that's when he got his move on, when she was grieving Superman's loss or some shit, you know?
Yo, so. Batman wouldn't do that. That's crazy.
He's a billionaire. He's always
but his whole shit is he don't even want to be connected to nobody.
But this is Zack Snyder Batman. This Snyder kills people. This Batman kills people.
Right out of you. Right from your crotch.
He killed mad people.
Yes.
The scene that you told me about. This is the scene where Batman rescues people and those people are too afraid to be rescued.
Yeah. No, and I just said he just ripped the man's balls out.
Yeah. He did. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, see?
Yikes. This is real.
This is real. That movie's out. That's Batman versus Superman
on
unedited.
You can go watch it.
You can watch that shit on YouTube.
The guy goes like this.
They don't show it. They don't show like his balls, his hand. But there's a guy, and there's a guy. So look, let me tell Duke. Hold on.
So this is the cartoon version, right?
No, this is the Zack Snyder real life one with Ben Affleck. This is Batfleck. Somebody stabs. Yo, check this out. No, check this out. Look, somebody stabbed Batman. There's a warehouse scene. You could type it on YouTube. Batman warehouse scene. Somebody stabs Batman in the back, and he really don't like that. So he punches that dude in the face, and he beats all these other people up. But he stabbed that dude back to the wall. So he taped this dude to a wall by stabbing him through the shoulder, so that when he's done beating up everybody, he can deal with him. And when he beat up everybody, then he walks to him, and then his arm moves. Which would they don't show it below his waist, but his arm moves to a location that look like it would be his balls. And then the guy screams. He screams while they show the main bad guy, who's also terrified of Batman at this point. You know, he does a lot of like head bashing. Batfleck's crazy. He kills a lot of people in that movie too.
He's speaking around Lois. Yeah, this or some other shit.
Yeah, this ain't the normal Batman.
You gonna make me watch this right now.
He really ain't like that nigga.
Nah, watch the one next week. That shit's
very well. What else is on the list?
There's a man dressed as the Joker, and he's running for governor in Japan. And he gave I saw this video already. He was giving a press conference. He looks like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but he's just giving like a professional press conference.
Okay.
Hold on, let me try to read this quote. He had a quote as to why he was doing this. Hold on. In his day job, Kawhi is the head. I'm assuming that's how you say his name, Kawhi. But Kawhi is the head of an event planning and temporary employment agency. But the Joker's theme seems to be something he's doing specifically in his run for governor. I love that sentence implies that he doesn't go to work dressed as the Joker. He just runs for governor just dressed the Joker. I like that they had to separate that for us.
Just to be clear,
he will be running against this guy who is the head of the People's Sovereign Party. As for why the Joker theme, Kawhi says that it is in the hope that the dark hero will attract the support of the masses in his election bid. Since the clown, here's a quote, since the clown is kind of a dark hero, I had this impression that I could get the support of the masses. I'm going to aim for laughs. Even if I talked as my true self, it wouldn't be news. So I guess he's doing this for the plug, you know.
you gotta have a character.
Yeah. He has the sign language lady by him too as he's doing this. So yeah. I don't know.
This scene was beast though.
It is. He's like, if you analyze it, it's kind of crazy how violent it is.
The warehouse scene, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yo, we was talking about CW shows. There's a CW version of Kung Fu coming out. If you remember that show.
I gotta stop with this.
It has a female lead in it. I don't know. New Kung Fu. I'm not really
Please don't bring up CW again.
But they didn't show him rip his balls. They just
but it's implied. It's implied.
You know it's implied.
It's implied.
And Batman would never rip a man's balls like that.
They just stopped the scene. They didn't see him like.
Yeah.
I get it. I see it.
So yeah, it's a Kung Fu reboot on CW.
Ball rip, but I ain't see it.
Let's see. Joe explains. I'm skipping stuff. Eddie Murphy working on Coming to America 3.
Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie.
You seen it, dude? You seen it, dude?
She was trash. That shit was trash.
So I saw it too, and I totally understand what you're saying. It is kind of trash. That being said, and this is what I'm saying. Like sometimes, like I don't know, like this goes back to the fighting game argument we had before Duke got here. Like, yo, like, am I wrong to expect quality, or just am I biased that I expect quality? You know, like, is it expectations or what? Because the movie is kind of trash, right? It really is. But at the same time, it's kind of still enjoyable because you still get to see a lot of the old heads. But it's like, it almost feels like Just like similar to Street Fighter 5, like, well, there's a fighting game here, right? There's a versus mode and a training mode. What more do you need? And it's like, well, all the characters are in this movie, right? What more do you need? Like, why? We did our job, right? So,
I feel like I was watching a musical.
there is a lot of music in there, but it's not a musical. But I feel what you're saying.
Not a
There's
musical,
lot
but it felt like I was watching.
So I'll tell you my like again. So actually, I wouldn't, even though I said all that negative stuff, I actually would say I do like the movie because I did enjoy seeing a lot of the old people again. That being said, I was talking to my sister and I was like, yo, like why all the IPs when they come back, like all the IPs that probably don't need a sequel, that's why they're getting a sequel 25 to 30 years later. Why when they come back, is it always the same shit? Okay. Let's give them children, and just like we said about the Superman CW show, I'm sorry to say CW again, Phil, but like why, instead of making the show about Superman, we giving it to the children, and that's what happened with Coming to America. Like, hey man, they do some light retconning. Hey man, spoiler for anybody listening. There's a scene hidden in the middle of Coming to America that we didn't show where he had sex with this random lady, and now he has a bastard son. In Queens, and now he gets to do the exact same journey that Eddie Murphy did already, and it's like similar to what I said about Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted had kids.
He's young, and Eddie Murphy's old. So if we want to sell this IP, right, we got the potential with the new. That's why they do it. I think
that is why they do it for sure.
IP.
But it's like
so they could just keep this shit going on.
Yes, that is why.
You know what I mean? Now we could use the kids, and it's still the same. But
it's like you could just make it dope with these people. Like, I mean, that's what I think. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I feel like that was some shit that a hot sequel would have came out closer in the
absolutely absolutely
that shit should have came out back in the next year,
and it probably would have been about Eddie Murphy.
I'm surprised they did it. With all of the people back then, I guess sound like the same people's in it, but I don't know.
It just needs to be rated R. If it was rated R like the other one, if there was more,
that was your main problem with it. That's really the only problem you have, was just rated R.
That should have been made 20 years ago.
That's very yes. Yes, it should
definitely should have made it 20 years ago, but right now it should have been.
It probably would have been better
back then. Rated R, the curse words and the vulgar.
But somebody gave him that. I don't want to say Disney money, but like whatever. Once he started doing that children's movie money, I think he ain't looked back since. He ain't trying.
No, he ain't fuck around. I was like, damn, man, this is Coming to America. Nigga, the first scene when nigga was fucking bitches. She had like 4 or 5 bitches and it was cursing and it was looking for whores and all that crazy shit.
Yeah. That being said, we talking about money business earlier before, right? I guess I pay attention to the wrong stuff. I don't know why I always find these things curious, but like, so this movie had a budget of $60 million and they sold it for a little bit over 120. And I was like, man, I was like over 100% profit because I think it was a good flip. I think this movie had a budget of $60 million. I think they bought it for around $120 million, They sold it Amazon because this movie was intended for the theaters and they bought it for around $120 million-ish or so. So I was like, yo, that's a double flip.
Quick money, real quick.
Yeah, I was like, that ain't bad.
They didn't even have to wait for the sales. It was just right
and there. I think Eddie, I don't know if he has a company that did this movie, but he looked like he was in a pretty high position. Like he running these IPs, and it looked like he got a little baby universe. He tried to get the Nutty Professor family in there, like at the end when they're all in there, but he said it cost too much money for that makeup, and they ain't want to do it. So, but it looked like he kind of owned all these things. So that's why he resurrecting everything, Beverly Hills Cop 4 and all this shit. And
what's coming up?
I believe so. Yeah, like all the old shit. He's kind of trying to remake it.
That better be. That shit better be.
It's not. You saw Coming to America too. It's not.
Nah, he better not fuck this shit up.
It's not. It's not.
He better not fuck this
shit. Look, first off, nobody even.
The problem is that you don't need another Coming to him. You don't need another. No more Beverly Hills Cop.
Nah, man.
Are you sure?
I'm being serious.
Are you sure? I know you are, but are you sure?
Some shit like even if they made a sequel to Come in America 2, back 20 years ago, people probably would have still argued what? That the
For
first
sure,
one
for
was
sure.
was probably the best one.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, certain shit you're not going to replicate even.
But I think years later, you really don't.
It just make it worse, I think. But we don't need a Beverly Hills Cop. I'm not saying that Coming to America 2 wasn't cool for people that never seen it. I'm just saying, having seen the first one,
yeah,
and it being 20 years later, I don't need a part 2 to this joint. I feel like it's likely to be disappointing.
Absolutely. Especially
the
in
odds
part
are
3.
It's gonna disappoint you more than be ill.
I don't even imagine what a part 3 could even be. You know.
So Beverly Hills Cop 4, like they already did 3, right?
And to be fair, like I saw some of those movies as a kid, but from what I remember, a lot of people hate movie 3. So it's just like I don't even know.
Yeah, it's probably not great. It's a buddy cop movie.
The part 3 was trash.
Was him and Nick Nolte?
It was
Who was it? Gary Busey or Nick Nolte?
Yeah, they're in one of those things. I know that. I don't remember.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
I wouldn't want another Die Hard, another Lethal Weapon, another. None of them shits at this point.
Die Hard, Lethal Weapon is done. They already did those, and it was already.
Oh, done. No. So actually, let me see if I can find that. As far as I know, I believe there's another Lethal Weapon coming. Like what? Like last one was 4, right? So let me type 5. Let me see. Lethal Weapon 5.
So Danny Glover and Mel Gibson is.
So here, this is a December 2020 article. So what I always tell Phil, a lot of the movie business, nothing is ever promised until they start filming. So maybe this movie never happens, but yes, Lethal Weapon 5, quote, will be the last movie in the series, confirms director, unquote. Sounds like a lie to me, but I mean...
Yeah.
But yo, I remember when I heard this movie was announced, I was like, what on earth could this story possibly be about? Because if we go to Lethal Weapon 1, if I recall correctly, right, Glover said in Lethal Weapon 1 that he's too old for this shit. So I was like, what kind of monetary problems is he having? That I believe he was close to retirement in movie 1. That who knows? 30 years later, he's still a cop. How low does that fee pay that he's still out there?
Nothing's happening.
Like at this point, Mel Gibson as a cop in that story should be retiring.
In most cases, when you're at number 3, nothing's happening anymore.
They already introduced the children, by the way, in Lethal Weapon 4. It was Chris Rock and his family. He should be the cop at this point, right? Or the guy. I don't remember if he was a cop, but he should be the main, right? If we're gonna hand me down, right? So it's like, what kind of children can we even introduce? Chris Rock's children in Lethal Weapon 5? Joe Pesci's children?
That's what they're gonna do.
Like, give the movie to them, you know? Like,
Danny Glover's just gonna be. He's already. He can't move no more. Mel Gibson still could move, but Danny Glover's just.
Yo, I just saw Boss Level, Duke. Y'all heard this shit? Boss Level?
No.
It was Groundhog's Day, where he keeps on dying and stuff. But Mel Gibson was like the final bad guy. But you know, he's just in a position of power, so he just has to act. He doesn't have to move or fight or nothing, you know? Nothing too crazy. But yeah, even he look old, so I'm like, yo, fuck, yo, what's Danny Glover gonna be like in this
Gibson
movie?
isn't that bad Santa movie, which looked like he kind of got a scratch.
I saw the first 30 minutes, and then my family, but he was like gangster Santa in that one. Like I think
he can still move. He can still move.
He can still move. Yeah.
As a what is he? Close to 70? He can still move.
Is Mel Gibson really that? Oh shit!
He's probably
in his 60s at least.
He's definitely in the 60s, but if not 70, if he's in the 70s, he can still move, man. Him. I want to say
he's 65. He's 65.
I was just about to say Stallone.
Yo, Danny Glover 74.
Stallone is 70s.
He's in his 60s. Nah, Stallone is like in his like late 60s.
Nah,
yo, Stallone is 74.
That's what it is. I told you.
He just be taking steroids, like, and you don't know it. You don't from the look wise. You don't know it from his
He
looks.
was like 68, 67. Damn.
Arnold is
74.
73. Chuck Norris 81. You know what I mean? Like,
What?
yeah, man. No.
Chuck
Father
Norris?
Time. Father Time, dog. Father Time coming.
Let's see how he looks now. Chuck
81.
Norris. Yeah.
81, dog.
What about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh, JVCD. Let's see. Age. He's 60. He young. How he's still not dropping action? You know what movie? When I was looking at the movie, when I was looking in the murky waters for movies, you know, that's what we call it, murky waters. When I was looking in the murky waters for movies, you know who had a new movie out? Jackie Chan. And I guess from the way the poster looked, I was like, you know what? Jackie Chan earned it. Because Jackie Chan made 500 billion action movies, but he was standing in the middle in a suit, and a bunch of younger kids were behind him. And I bet you, like, Jackie Chan's probably their leader. And I'm like, I bet you he probably has one baby fight scene in there because he's Jackie Chan. But probably he don't carry the movie because he's Jackie Chan, old man Chan. And I was
That
like,
nigga's still moving.
Because he never stopped. He never stopped.
He's still doing his own stunts.
He never stopped. He never stopped.
This nigga's still doing stunts. You ever saw him?
He's crazy. He's crazy. Yeah, Chan was
Two
the
movies in
man.
2019.
Chan was the man. Yo, you know Chan was a singer, right? Chan dropped. He won some awards and he dropped some hits in China.
Who?
Jackie Chan.
Facts.
Almost every famous actor or actress in China also is a singer over there, and they probably got a hit or two. I shit you not. I wouldn't be surprised if Jet Li got some songs, some bars that we ain't never heard yet. You know, like,
he completely vanished. But I guess he's still popular in China, but over here
he kind of like once he did that semi-final movie, then he kind of like dipped. I don't think he really because it seemed like hearing some of his story, like it seemed like he really wanted to do like the whole monk thing. But I remember he talked to his like master, and he was like, you'd be more beneficial to the cause if you were famous, you know, and you did that shit. But it looked like, you know, he kind of like did what he needed to do, and then he kind of kept acting, but not like Jackie Chan acting, where Jackie Chan loves that shit. He kind of just do it here and there, you know. He kind of put in his time, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna chill now, you know, like I'm gonna chill.
He died out in like 2001, 2002. He was done after that.
Like if you look at Chan and you look at Jet Li, Chan look younger. Now maybe it's because of makeup in these photos, but Chan definitely look younger, but he also never stopped doing these movies, you know, so he kind of look a certain type of way.
Or he never stopped.
Jackie Chan, 66. That's still pretty young. Yo, I feel like Jackie Chan got like at least 10 more years of kicking ass if he wants to.
Move around, word.
Yeah.
Let me see. Jet Li's only 57. Yo, Jet Li could come back tomorrow. Yo, Sting is out here wrestling at 61. Yo, if Jet Li want to come back tomorrow, he could do that shit. So, yeah. That's wild. Let me see. But, yo, #1 story on comicbook.com. You gonna appreciate this shit, Phil. I ain't even read this, but I saw this earlier, and I'm still not gonna read it. But the #1 thing is an opinion piece, and the name of that piece is called "Why Batman vs. Superman is Only Getting Better with Time." I was like, yo, that's your shit right there. I was like,
It's a gem.
It's a gem.
It was too much when you first seen it. So much.
Yo, and then they wrote like a whole essay on why this shit is the shit.
It's true. I don't need no essay. An essay got one word for you: trill. Trill. I mean, you can break down the science of trill further, and I'm sure elaborate more on why it's trill. But I knew that the second I seen it, I was like, oh, this is trill right here. This some other shit going on here. Ain't you here? Batman sleeping with Lois and had kids, ain't you?
That's crazy. That's fucked up.
It's 20 story. It's from Variety. I like to read them too every now and then. It's 2021, and Avatar is about to overtake Avengers Endgame as the highest grossing movie film of all time. All right, so I ain't even know movie theaters is open for this shit to be happening, but
yeah, they are.
prior to the release, well, I mean, what am I talking about? I live in Texas, right? COVID was defeated a week ago. Movies is open.
The homeland of COVID. Homeland over there.
Prior to the release of, and no, let me see. But on Friday, Avatar. Oh, here's the trick. This is the hack for everybody. It's not even like a hidden technique. On Friday, Avatar returned to movie theaters in China and grossed 3.5 million, pushing its total haul to 2.7
I knew it was
billion.
going to be some little bullshit kind of thing like that.
Yo, is that the new technique?
I just didn't know it was China, but yeah.
We should just drop Gone with the Wind in China, yo. See what we just gonna drop old movies in China and just see.
I'm sure if they dropped Infinity War back in the theaters, it should get bad bread too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That might be the technique. They may have to
People
redrop
go back and see
Endgame.
it on the big screen. The same. You can watch Avatar at home.
Let me see. The re-release of Avatar in China comes as the country is experiencing unprecedented box office demand while recovering from coronavirus pandemic. Already several movies in China, including Detective Chinatown 3, have reached blockbuster status. Meanwhile, in North America,
We're Detective Chinatown 3.
that's why I read that one, because it just it goes like to Beverly Hills Cop 4 and all
They
that
just
shit.
trying to see movies. They just out there trying to get outside.
I need to write that shit.
Avatar
Hold
here.
on, like I want to see what that look like. Like, does that movie look hard? Like, does it even look funny? That has to be a comedy, right?
The same shit's gonna happen here though. Watch. As soon as movie theaters go out, people gonna be trying to get back. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna overindulge in the shit that was missing out. You know what I'm
Detective
saying?
Chinatown 3 is a
Don't explain it. Move to the next.
it was a buddy.
Right,
It's a
what
buddy
is it
cop
about?
film. It's a buddy. It's just like Lethal Weapon. You see, that's why we need Lethal Weapon 5.
Just stop. Stop.
But yo, I think it's made. It ended up. I just wanted to see its gross. It costs 117 million to make. Yo, wow, they trying now. That's a big budget for like some shit. That's normal. That's like a big budget in America. So to drop that in China, I'm like,
What are you talking about, Inspector? Whatever the
Chinatown
fuck.
3. Yeah. Yo, but it grossed 685 million though. So, and only in China. Like, imagine that. Like, you drop that around the world. But anyway, Avatar is the shit. That's the thing. So there we go.
Yeah.
What else? Let's see.
My girl watched every fucking episode of that garbage.
Of what?
She watched every single one.
No, of what? I didn't hear what show you said. She
That's
watched
a different show though.
what show?
The
Avatar.
Last Airbender
Oh, you
show?
talking about? Yeah, that's a different show. Yeah,
No, that's a different
Avatar.
that's a different show.
It's a
Check 'em
different
out.
show. It's a different show, but it has the same name.
So the movie
shit with the
Avatar
blue
is the
people.
blue people.
Shit with
You're
the
talking
blue
about the
alien.
animated series, yeah.
You talking about the monk shit, the Airbender with the elements and all of that?
That's
shit.
Airbender she watches. A
Yeah,
lot of
I know
people,
what you're talking about. I've seen
never
an
saw
episode
that.
of that cartoon before.
people say it's the shit though. David loves it.
And
People say
I
it's the
seen the
shit.
movie too. The movie
That's
was
not the
kind of
shit.
whack though.
That's M. Night
The movie
Shyamalan
was-
being
the movie
crazy.
was whack. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that show's
That's
kind
not
of
the
whack.
shit.
But the cartoon I seen a little bit of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a completely different joint.
The
Talking
Weekend.
about the aliens.
Yeah, the blue.
Yeah, that's the
They
movie.
released that in China again? So
Yeah.
you telling me they released that in China again and they went crazy again?
Yeah. So it's about to pass Avengers.
They're supposed to. There was apparently that was supposed to come out last year. Avatar 2, but due to COVID, I guess it's gonna be
Dude,
pushed
yo,
back.
if you check IMDb, and you never know, things don't, like I said, until things come out, it might be rumors. Yo, go James Cameron's webpage or IMDb page. It has like Avatar through Avatar 2 through like 5. And I'm like, yo, really? We're gonna drop We ain't even dropped Avatar 2 yet, and you out here planning 5? Like, I just feel like when those movies came out, there was no Marvel. I don't know if there's a demand for blue cats, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't live in China, right? Maybe that's the shit over there. Like, we just don't know.
Fire, though. That was a fire movie, though.
At the time, I don't know if we need it. I don't even know if it was fire like that, to be honest. It was, I mean,
No, it was
a
dope.
movie. It was a movie.
Blue people.
Let's move on. I don't want to talk about blue cats. I want to talk about... Yo, The Weeknd said, I will no longer allow my label to submit my music to the Grammys. Anybody know why I did this, or do I need to like skim through?
Don't know why.
Because of the secret committees, I will no longer allow my label to submit. I guess the secret committees are the voters, said, and they didn't give Weeknd enough votes. He feels snubbed, so he don't even want Grammys no more. I guess, you know.
Subbed about what though?
No, snubbed. Like
Oh,
wanted
snubbed about what though?
Because I guess maybe he didn't get enough Grammy nods if he got, you know. He wasn't nominated for. Okay, here we go. Blinding Lights just became the first song ever to spend a full year in the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he wasn't nominated for any awards. So
Nah, he listen. He needed to be nominated for a whole album. That whole album was.
So
You know, the album was fire. I don't like the type of music, but I think it was a dope ass album. I think
I've never heard the whole thing. I've only heard
videos.
Songs. Yeah.
all of the whole shit was fire. It had the whole 80s feel. Had a dope 80s feel. And almost every track was a hit. Then he did the Michael Jackson shit. Well, he did the how Michael Jackson did the Do you remember the time? Then it turned into Eddie, are you okay? Then it turned into Eddie, are you woken? And then he turned into Robot. Then the Robot, you know, the whole video was a movie. All the songs was a movie. He did that with this album right here. The one that he's been nominated for. It was pretty good, man.
I was gonna say this. Look, like I think I'm not any of these people, and the Grammys might mean something for them, but like, you know, we talk endlessly. I mean, for like over the course of all our lives, right, about like hip hop and stuff. And when we used to listen to Joe Budden, like I feel like some of these people definitely want a correlation, and the same thing happens with movies where they want the things that are selling well to also get the awards. And I think it's we've talked time and time again how the skill level doesn't necessarily correlate to money. You know, this isn't sports. You know, this isn't sports. Be glad you're winning the money game. And like every winner loves to say, be glad that you're winning the people, right? You have the fans. Why do you need this golden trophy? You know, like that's all I can say. Because it do sound like
he needed. He should deserve that because he actually, if you see it, he actually put some work in. If you ever, you know, I know you're not going to give a fuck about it, but if you ever stumble upon it, I'm going to see it like.
I skimmed some of it when it was newish because I used to like The Weeknd a lot, but you know, like I probably do prefer the early stuff because, you know, he actually made the early stuff and now he's a pop guy.
He's not talking about the early stuff. He's talking about the stuff right now.
It sounds like pop music right and
now,
it's all
actually fucking dope.
Yeah, it's fine.
So that album that he's complaining about that he feel he got subbed on was actually fucking.
How can you get snubbed on like people's opinions, dude? It's opinions though. It's opinions.
Of course, I'm not saying that, nigga. Come on.
I know. I'm just saying, but like you know, that's the reward for playing the opinion game. You know, like I mean, hey, you should have played basketball. That way, it doesn't matter. You know, like I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. like I don't know what to tell you. Like you know.
Yes. You don't know what to tell him.
Yeah, him. That's what I mean. Honestly, like I always historically hated the Grammys, like almost like a scar that I took with me because I do remember being a child and I do remember hip hop not being allowed in the very early ones when I was a kid and probably didn't understand what was going on, you know? So I feel like a part of me never really forgot that, you know, and hip hop still has it tough, you know? I guess in this case, Weeknd might be counted as hip hop, but is he? You know, like I don't know. You know, but you know, like, yeah, I just always kind of remember that. And I feel like hip hop is really only embraced now because, oh shit, it makes money, you know? Like, so I feel like that's the reason why the Grammys likes that shit, you know?
I think Drake. I always say Drake did that for the Grammys. Well, he did the hip hop. I think he bridged the gap. Him and Kanye bridged that gap with the hip hop.
What do you mean?
And I say a little bit of 50 Cent
What do you
and
mean?
Jay-Z. I think those main people made the Grammys look at hip hop even more.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because they wasn't never looking at hip hop until Drake, 50 Cent, Kanye, and Jay-Z.
Yeah, because they definitely do more musical stuff when, like, because, you know, when Grammy stuff happens, they do those collabs between people. And those, especially Kanye and especially Drake, like, those are the type of people who would do like a big show at the Grammys, you know? Really is just a fucking trophy, and I know it means something to a lot of musicians, but I don't know, it don't have to. It's just a fucking trophy.
They get money, man.
Yeah, I know, like, but I get it. I mean, you hear that same shit. Russ says the same thing. That's the only thing he still wants is a Grammy, and I'm like,
it's like what you just said. Basketball players getting rings, music niggas getting the gold.
No. But you see, in basketball, you control it. Now, if you concerned with the MVP, you don't control the MVP. But in basketball and fighting, you control the title because you just got to go out there and win it yourself. But with Grammy, you got to go out and get some votes, you know? You a president now, right? You got to convince these people why your shit is good. You can't just be good. In sports, you could just be good unless you want an MVP, then it's the same thing. Then you're playing the opinion voting game, you know? So,
well, unless you're Drake, Kanye West, or Jay-Z.
No, they got the votes. But they're still playing the voting game. They just happen to get the votes, you know?
Well, Drake has a Grammy.
No, that's what I mean. They got the votes, but he still had to just play a voting game. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, it's facts. Yeah.
So I think that might be it. Yo, we got any things of the week? Oh, I guess not. Ain't no medias we liked. I know it ain't coming to America. I'm from Duke. I know it ain't that shit.
Fuck that.
No, nothing.
It don't gotta be music. Remember, it could just be anything. I don't give a fuck.
No, I haven't listened to music in a little while. I did finish the Dmx Drink Champs, so that was pretty cool.
It was good.
That's not new though.
Don't gotta be new. Just some shit you feeling. I don't give a shit.
Some stuff that's always alright.
Trying to think of some shit I was feeling.
Doggie Diamonds I watched. He had a dude named Lord Digga on there who actually was a producer for Biggie for 3 tracks that were on Ready to Die, and the original version of one of the songs that was on there I don't remember. But it was funny. This is actually a pretty interesting story because of the documentary. His story is he was a producer and he got into unsigned hype in the source. And when that happened, he ended up developing a relationship with like one of the dudes at the magazine that like oversaw that column. So Mr. C ends up calling him, asking him like, "Yo, how'd you get into unsigned hype?" He's like, "Yo, I know so and so," and he's like, Mr. C's were like, "Well, I got this artist and I want to get him into unsigned hype." He said at the time he didn't even know he's talking about Biggie. He don't know Biggie. He just know Mr. C. So he like, all right, I'll tell him. So he tells the dude at the magazine, but he told him that he knew Big, even though he didn't, just to kind of, he like, nah, I know this dude, know what I mean? Check his shit out. So he check his shit out. Big ends up getting in unsigned hype. And, that kind of helps, his career take off a little bit. But he started hanging out at the source, and the dude, he never told him that he actually never knew Big, and Big didn't have any idea that was even necessarily said on his behalf. At this point, he's where he is. Nobody cares about what the facts are. Nobody's asking. But the dude used to leave tapes there of beats that he made. He was explaining something about tapes and all of this other stuff. But he said the dude was sitting there, Big, one day was like, "Oh yeah, your boy left these tapes." But Big didn't even know who he was talking about. He just kind of took it like, my boy, like, because they didn't know each other. He was like, you know. But on those tapes were 3 of the beats that end up getting used for Ready to Die. But the dude, once Puff kind of gets in the picture, which isn't long after all of this, based like the way he made the timeline sound, he wanted the dude to be one of the hitmen. And the dude didn't want to sign to Puff. And after that, that was kind of ended that dude having anything to do with Big or producing for Big again. And he said that he filmed for the documentary that came out on whatever, Netflix. And all of the stuff that he did for it was omitted from it. And he wasn't given any notification that it was taken out. So he like said that he's pretty sure Puff has something to do with that. But that was a pretty interesting thing I saw. Doggie Diamonds has real good hip hop lore from, he says himself, from like people that like might like maybe were blackballed or just the voices you don't hear for that really did contribute a lot to, you know, these hip hop stories and stuff, but they not the big names or the, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. So Doggie Diamonds, I like that for hip hop shit.
Got you. Anything Duke or nah?
Nah.
All right. My shit is a song. I heard it last night on my release radar. I thought it was pretty fire. It reminded me of some old UK vibes. It made me want to do the rewind, you know? Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that fire, you know? But yeah, Pholo, Dancing with Dolphins. Thought that shit was pretty hard. But that's it, man. Last words, anybody?
Life. Money. Shit.
Money, cash, hoes, money, cash, hoes. What?
Wow. Did you hear Duke's wisdom? Life, money. That's it.
It just reminded me of that shit, that old song. But
wow.
That's it.
Wow.
All right, anything? That's it. That's it.
I just gotta say, wow, yeah, just wow.
All right, bake that chicken.
Wow, everything.
Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh, we done. We out.